Yo, 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 yo. We in the building. Let's see how fast my guy can connect up to the shit. Now, to be fair, I'm lit and ready to go, you know. That's the maddest thing about it. Like, I'm ready to go, man. Like, whatever we're on, I'm ready to go. Do you get what I mean? Come on, bro. Pick up the thing, fam. Oh, man. The people tuning in. Episode 82. The OnlyMans podcast. Round of applause before we do anything. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try my guy Will again. Yeah. Hopefully we can connect him to the shit. Okay, I think he's here.
Yo.
Are you in the building, yeah?
I'm in the building. Or
Okay,
in a
round of applause
building.
for that.
But at the moment,
For the sake of the podcast and for the legal and shit, I have to ask you, are you by yourself? Are you with people? Are you like what's your environment?
It's just me.
Okay. We'll make a round of applause for that. We'll give a round of applause for that.
It's just I and I.
Oh, bro, if you understand the level that I hear that too, oh man, we can get into that shit. But how are you, bro? How are you?
I'm alright, man. Yeah, just out here from survival mode still from.
Nah, I hear that, man. I'll give the people an update. In fact, you know what? Fuck that. Before we do any of that shit, listen. This is the Only Man's podcast, episode 82. That's right, 82 in this motherfucker. Yeah? And I'm with my guy, my trusted brother, my blood brother. Like, I can't even describe in words how much this guy means to me. I want y'all to make some noise for the RG Head Honcho. Young Sins roll straps like a baseball bat that could hit home runs in the National League. It's my guy, Secret Life of Willie, this motherfucker.
We out here.
Yeah?
We out
and
here.
obviously, you know what I mean, myself, Drizzy, Andre, Dre, YM, Young Messiah, Lord Smoke, Lord Poseidon, Elohim, LS7 Steph, whatever the Ross you want, call him. It don't matter.
Oh, no. Wait,
And this is oh, you got buttons as well. Yeah, don't be shy with the buttons, bro. Don't be shy.
I turned the engine up of the system, fam. It's on now.
But now, listen, man, we here, and this is episode 82 of the Only Man's podcast. If you're new to the broadcast and stuff, make sure you hit the link above on the stereo app and subscribe to the YouTube page. Big up to all the people that be listening to the YouTube. I see you lot out there. You know, you lot is quiet. You lot is like my music fans. You quiet, but I see y'all, innit? I see y'all. But you know what I mean? Make sure you subscribe to that. Keep watching the vids online, man. We hear each and every week. My guy Will, how are you, man? How are you?
Yeah, between working and sleeping, fam.
Yeah.
Working and sleeping, it's just one of them, and it's all just a blur, fam.
Nah, I hear that. I definitely lost track of the days this week myself, personally. Yeah.
I remember a couple, like maybe 5-6 episodes ago, maybe, possibly. I was talking about life being chess and how it's all analogous to the game and shit, and how, like, most people probably think, oh, yeah, checkerboard, it must be checkers we playing from. They look down, they never look around and see, oh, shit, there's a horse, there's a castle, there's a bishop, there's a queen, the king, or this, that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it's deeper still, because it's like, I don't know, maybe your castle could be like your house, right? So you gotta protect that at all costs. But then, like, your castle could just simply be the security of being able to protect your castle. If that makes sense.
Right.
Or like, you know, maybe you might make a move that might leave your castle exposed, i.e., like it might leave your security exposed, or it might leave your home exposed.
Yeah.
Your castle could even just be like your body, even. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, legit.
Like, yeah,
Because
so
it is like a castle unto itself, isn't it? Like, there
yeah,
are inner workings and stuff you may not be 100% cognizant of that are vital
you
to
know what I
how shit
mean?
goes. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I've had to kind of remind myself of that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yo, yeah, the shit. The illest bit is like, oh yeah, the shit could go great again. Do you know what I mean? It could all like be all rolls and smileys again. But then it's like, it's always gonna be some shit. You know what I mean? You can never
Yeah.
forget that. Oh, like he's still playing the game of chess, fam. As long as you like alive, breathing, that means your king's still on the board, fam.
Yeah.
And your
Yeah.
king ain't surrendered yet, fam.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
better goddamn, you know what I'm saying, do some strategizing, think some moves or something, fam.
Nah, legit. And if you've got a queen in play, you know what I mean? The
You
queen
know what I
is the
mean?
king in the truest of forms. Like, nah, I hear that, man.
Yeah.
And it's I want to try and approach this broadcast in like a proper way in it, because I definitely have Lionel Messi like 40 minutes worth of play in me, in terms of like I have enough where, hypothetically, yeah, if you didn't pick up and I was trying to get in contact with you and shit, I have enough where I could probably go for about 2 hours left to my own devices. I have there's a lot that I kind of have to say, but I don't want to approach the pod in a sense of me just talking, and because we end up getting into that shit anyway, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
But
nah.
I wanted to say, if there's anything particularly that you want to get into, we can approach that first. If you got any sort of like light-hearted topics or anything like that, we can approach that shit first, because when I get into
Man.
my shit, I'm going to need you to pass the ball and then just protect me like American football shit. Just pass me the ball and I'm going to run to the fucking end zone. Like, you know what I mean? I just
Yeah,
need
I
you to
bet.
run. You know what I mean? So yeah, like if there's anything you want to get into, we can get right into that shit.
Man, whoa. Let me have a look real quick.
On the podcast that you
I
couldn't be on.
mean, light-hearted. I mean, yeah, light-hearted. Kind of. Because I think it's kind of a joke.
Okay.
How the labels want to eat basically more from the TikTok thing.
Okay. I'm not even familiar with that, you know. Like, talk to me, bro.
Oh, okay. So basically, obviously, you know how TikTok, like, how dating set them from when it
Yeah.
started jumping off like this mad, like they use a base game big, all that shit. They obviously started like a monetization kind of thing. It's not great, or it wasn't great.
Yeah, but
But
I
then
have
I think
seen
there
it,
was
though.
some,
Yeah, I have seen
yeah,
it.
I think there was some like restructuring, some shit that had happened, and basically like now it's like a streaming platform basically, and like even artists will get paid more per stream, like from all this other shit. So now the labels are like, oh, hold on a second, this is like Spotify all over again, fam. Except this time we kind of late, fam. And we don't even have no leverage over these, man. They don't need help like Spotify and them man did, fam. Shit.
Right.
How we going to get a slice of this pie, fam? A bigger slice. But then it's funny because at the same time, now you have, I saw like a couple of articles of A&Rs at labels and shit being like, TikTok it's kind of dead for like the whole breaking an artist and like making a song go viral or what now. It's like it's the old
Cap.
way of doing it. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you man,
Cap.
all cause you can't get in from in it.
Yeah.
All
How is
cause
it the
you
old
can't
way?
get
And
in to
TikTok's been
take
only
a
been alive
slice
for
of
like
it.
3 years. You know what I mean? Like, how is it
Fam,
old? It's been like for 3 years. Like,
fam,
cap.
it's been
Cap.
alive for 3 years and been popping for the last like 16 to 18 months. Fam.
Yeah, like really gone off. Now TikTok is the new way, and they've actively been
Bro.
trying to get into TikTok. But you have to remember, TikTok is China owned, fam. It's owned by the Chinese,
Yeah.
fam.
The government
So
do
they
all that
can't get
stuff.
into it the way that if something in America or something in the UK or something in the Western world pops off, there's enough handshake agreements in place where it's like, all right, your shit is a new shit. You have to talk to X, Y, and Z. You got to talk to these people. They China, bro. They ain't got to talk to shit, fam. They don't even. They talk English as a third language, my nigga. Like they ain't got to talk to shit, bro. You
Man,
know what I mean? Like,
they ain't gonna
yeah.
say
Now they're
nothing
trying to
to
throw shade on
nobody.
it. Now they're trying to throw shade on it. Like, oh, TikTok's
Yeah,
old. Old, fam. You lot are begging to get into TikTok, fam. What are you talking about?
man, man. Because I kept seeing shit in it. I kept seeing like, you know, these TikTok artists are not real artists, and
Right.
you know what. And the example that they gave was what's her name, Coyle Ray. And there's
Don't
like,
fuck with my skinny. Don't fuck with my skinny
nah,
ting,
but
fam.
hear
Come
me
on, you
though,
know what's my little skinny
fam.
ting, fam.
Nah, I know,
You know
fam, I
what I mean? You
know.
know what's
I
my little
agreed with
skinny
you
ting in
last
it,
week,
like.
fam. I agreed with you, fam. I was like, yeah.
Listen, before you
But
carry on,
but
bro, my girl.
hear me
No,
though.
one sec. Just before you carry on, I was lighthearted
Uh,
in it. Like my girl trolls me all the time about Coil Ray. You know, like because you know how girls throw shade and shit in it. Like you know what I mean. And she's like, like look, you can see her rib cage and shit. I'm like, bro, like don't worry about her rib cage, fam. Don't worry about her rib cage. I love that little sexy coy thing. You know what I mean? That little sexy Coil Ray thing. I know she looks like a fucking android, bro. I know, fam. I know. Don't worry about it, fam. Don't worry. When she's shaking her little chicken thigh butt cheeks and shit, you know what I mean? Don't worry about it, fam. Just worry about your thing, innit? Worry about your thing,
it's
innit?
sick cute, fam.
Bro, but
But
you
nah,
gotta keep
the
shorties in the
example
loop
one.
like that, because you know what I mean. Once shorty know that you like that, then it makes it easier when you keep them in the loop and shit like that. And just joke.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a point I'm gonna get to later on about just humor and how humor works with humans. But humans, look at that. But sorry, carry on.
Shit. Yeah. So basically, she was one of the examples that they gave, like, how basically whenever she like does all these like festival stages and shit, like people just like watch her, innit? They just
Right.
like watch her, and then they said whenever she like does a tour or whatever, she gotta like obviously bring mad people and shit. And then they made an explicit point of being like, she's not the only one. Even like some of your guys that you say like these are the top guys, these are the hottest artists right now, whatever. Like they can't tour on their own. They
Yeah.
gotta bring like 4 or 5 other people so that they can sell out that venue or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if but then you guys, are also out here buying YouTube views and Spotify streams and shit. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you gonna say that, but yeah,
Sorry, say that one more time. Buying YouTube views. What do you say from there?
yeah. The labels in it. Obviously, they've been caught out from some even the biggest artists just got caught out just now from about buying views shit and shit from
That's been going on for so long, though, fam.
for
That's been going
long,
on
fam.
for long.
We
Yeah,
know, you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
like yeah, but this TikTok thing, yeah, like that one there, yeah. Yeah, nah, that's a word that they don't even want right there, fam. They should, yeah, leave that
Because
one well alone, fam.
TikTok can become so political so quickly, fam. If you just look at all
Bro,
of the interests that are in TikTok, bro, and all of the sides and the history those sides might have, at any moment in time, TikTok can become so political, fam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and
bro,
it's social media, my nigga. But it's like
you see
because of
that
the
shit
state of the
there. Yeah?
world and shit in it. Like,
You see why they want a piece of that. Yeah, the data harvesting, fam, the data
yeah,
mining,
bro.
fam,
Because in
because
China,
they
they
get
ain't got
into
the
the
laws that
nitty
they got
gritty,
out here, fam. Like, y'all can just collect
bro,
that shit, fam. You know what I mean?
and they get into the nitty gritty of what makes a person tick, fam. Like when she's that level, fam, and
Yeah.
specifically, fam. It's not like, oh yeah, this is generalized for like a specific type of person. This is like you specifically, fam.
Mm.
Man, there's more power in that than people even realize, fam. I posted my first TikTok video today, by the way.
Hold on, hold on. Oh shit! Give your TikTok out, bro. Tell them your TikTok. I'm gonna follow your shit right now, fam.
Yeah, Secret Life of Will. What you mean, bro? Yeah, nah, everything, fam. Secret Life of Will, fam. What you mean? Nah, yeah, Secret Life of Will. I think. Wait, let me check that shit real quick, actually.
You know what? Can you share it on the WhatsApp group? Share it to me on the WhatsApp group and tell the people your TikTok in it so they can go to it.
How I found my own thing. Oh, there. Secret
Bro,
Life of
listen.
Will 1524. How I share that shit, my nigga.
Nah, there should be
I
some
sound like
dots
an
on the
old
screen.
man out here.
If I go on TikTok, it's gonna disconnect the thing in it. But like, listen, bro, when I first like made my TikTok account and shit, it made me realize, right, I'm an old nigga now, fam. Fuck. I'm an old nigga now, bro. Like, I remember when MySpace came out, bro. And like, I'm trying to,
Man,
because obviously back in them days, you had one
trying
computer
to
to the whole
explain it to
yard
the
or
people.
one
Yeah.
laptop to the whole crib. Do you get what I mean? So like, my mum's is like, yo, why are you on the laptop so much? She's like, no, there's this thing called MySpace in it. And my mum from the islands, bro, like she came up in like real life shit, bro. Like, my what? My who? We are talked upon there. Yeah, listen, a pure pedophile and nasty
MySpace.
people upon it. Like, listen, that's all I used to say, bro. It's
Yeah.
just nasty people on
Yeah.
that shit, fam. And I used to say to her, like, nah, there is, but there's really dope
We
shit
know
as
who
well.
they are, fam.
You know what I mean? And like, I wasn't hearing that shit, but it's like, rah, we the old
Oh,
niggas now,
yeah,
bro.
man.
Like, if you've got like, again, your younger brother and shit, he probably got a TikTok and that, and it's like, say hypothetically we start posting this shit and this shit go live and you probably have to holler Taff and be like, yo, Taff, I need to help with this TikTok thing, you know, fam, because I don't know, bro. And he'll be like, yeah, cool. All right, you can
For
just do
real.
this. And if you post this in this way, and you'll be like, yo, bro, how do you know this shit, fam? I'm like, no, it's TikTok, innit? It's just because we the old niggas now, fam. We the old niggas that's like, yo, young blood, how you do this shit, fam? But you know what I've
I
realized though?
was I
You know
was
what I've
just asking
realized?
you how to share the thing, fam.
Bro, you know what I've realized though, yeah? You see that old nigga shit though, yeah? It's gonna take probably like another 4 to 7 years for people to like consciously get it like that. But you see the old nigga shit, yeah? That is gonna become like gold dust. Meaning we are coming into a time where because of all of the trauma and fuck shit that people of culture have gone through, the grandmas aren't 85 anymore. The grandmas are 39 now and got an OnlyFans. All the
God
OGs
damn.
are 32 years old because all the other
God
niggas are
damn.
either in prison or they jail. And now these young niggas that are
God
15 running
damn.
around the streets busting guns, and the OGs are 32 years old now. Like, the
Blood.
old niggas are in very rare commodity. And I could get into the conspiracy about how this was planned and how they removed the generation of OGs. So your Huey P. Newtons, you know what I mean? These sort of people who were able to lead
Yeah, but
generations of men. But
that's
what I'll say is like, what I'll say is like, there is a lack of leadership within people of culture or people of people who are aboriginal to the world, let's say. There's a lack of, because once upon a time, bro, listen, Tupac died at 25 years old, fam. To this day, Tupac is growing niggas up, fam. A father to niggas, a father to generations of people through his words. 25.
to this day, fam.
The 25-year-olds now are on a whole different type of time. There are no OGs
Yeah,
anymore. The
nah.
OGs are 29, bro, and 28. The OGs are
Yeah,
young
the
niggas, fam.
25-year-olds. Nah, the 25-year-olds are the ones that are like, oh yeah, it's the pinnacle of life and success now.
And it's like,
Like,
fam, do you remember being
you
25?
just started, fam.
Do you remember being
Yeah,
25 and like
yeah,
being able to look back at that now, how much you didn't know? And it's like, fucking hell, bro.
yeah.
Like, if I was 25 and it was my responsibility to lead men, I would have fucked that shit up, bro. Because
Nah,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ, man,
nah.
like, there's so much I didn't know when I was 25, but these days, those are the OGs. And again, we can speak about how all of this is planned because nothing happens by accident. Like, I'm also new on the thing that, like, karma, as we believe, isn't a thing that exists. What people think karma isn't a thing that exists. It's not real. Get over it, type of thing.
Interesting. Interesting. Oh,
I
wait,
think,
elaborate. Por
okay,
favor.
if karma is real, do I want to get racy now, or do I want to save
No,
it?
no, but then it's okay. There's something that you also need to understand within that perspective is that
I
there's
haven't said
laws.
anything yet, by the way, fam. I didn't say anything yet, by the way. But go, fam. Go, go, go.
No, because I can see where you're gonna go. There's laws, fam. Hold on, one sec.
Yeah, on the episode that Will wasn't here. At this point, it's when I played the whole music. I might have to get this nigga to produce like some whole music sort of shit that we can play on the thing that won't get any like licensing strikes or nothing like that. Because that last shit got licensing strikes, you know what I mean?
They did? What did we play last time that got license and strikes?
Nah. It was the episode that you weren't there in it, the one that I did like on my one to one.
Oh,
And there were basically times where I had to go and like do something or whatever. And there was a whole music I put on in it, and like I thought it worked quite well, but it got a licensing strike. But the strike was like, nah, there's no problem. You can use it, but we see it. That's all the strike was just like, we see it, but use it as calm type of thing. So yeah, you might have to produce some like whole music shit, you know what I mean? Like a little 16 bar, 32 bar little loop of some whole music, you know what I mean?
certain.
Oh shit, we got the first voice note of the night
Oh, the first voice note of the night.
from OG. Shout out to OG. That's what you're saying.
Yes, guys, just listening in as I'm driving home. Yeah, you're saying relating to karma. I believe in karma, trust me. Certain things I used to do when I was a younger man, they come back on me. All the bad man things I did, it came back to me. You know what I mean? Just patterns, you know what I mean? That's what I believe. You know, it's that thing, if you're playing around the same circle and doing the same things, eventually the things you're doing to someone else is going to do to you or your family member, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I believe in karma in some way.
Okay, Will, let me go. So the point I was trying to make with the karma thing here is I hear what man's saying because niggas know that I said fuck all that Christian shit. But the Bible says reap what you sow in it. So reaping what you sow isn't the same as karma to me. Because ultimately, if karma was real, then when do white people get the karma for slavery? When do all of the child molesters who were cleared on the Epstein shit get their karma for the fuck shit that they did? Like, what we believe karma is in terms of if you do a certain action, you get a certain kind of response from the action. Scientifically, I think that can work. In terms of if you plant a seed and you add water and you add sunlight and you add nutrients, the seed will grow. Yeah. But karma, the way that we think about, because we think about karma in a sense of justice, and karma and justice aren't the same thing.
Not really.
A brilliant story that I heard, it was Dave Chappelle who was saying it, right? And he was talking about Emmett Till. You know, you're familiar with Emmett Till, right?
Yeah.
For anyone who's listening, Emmett Till, a young nigga from Chicago. This is back in what? Tell me, Will, like the 1920s, the 1930s, 40s, like
no?
around that sort of time. And Emmett Till was a 14-year-old who was visiting his relatives in like the southern side of America, so like Texas, Houston, them kind of like Mississippi, like them sort of sides, right? And Emmett Till went down there, and before he went down there, his family said, "Listen, if a white man look you in your eyes, fam, just look down and just don't engage in it. Just cool out. Just cool out." But the contextual importance of that is niggas in Chicago, ironically similar to niggas in Chicago these days, niggas in Chicago aren't shook. They not scared niggas. They not niggas who fear shit. So as a young guy who come up, you know what I mean, doing his thing, whatever, you're 14, and at them times, 14, you like a 19, 20-year-old, because life was different then, innit? He went down there, he saw a white woman coming out of a store, and was like, woo-wee, look at that, right? 4 days later, Emmett Till was ambushed and kidnapped by a gang of like 8 to 9 adult grown between 19 and 37 aged white men, kidnapped, and he was never seen alive again, right? And the reason I say all of that is to say, we think of karma like we think of justice, like if you do good things, then good things will happen to you. And to a level, that's true. To a level, to a degree, that applies. But the way that we personify things, because personify comes from the word person, like we have a tendency to personify things in life, like things operate as human beings. You go on the internet and you see bitches will have like their dogs dressed in fucking outfits and shit, and they put shoes on their dog, and they all this bullshit because they're making the dog like a person. But it's not a person, it's a dog. It's a different thing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But we have the tendency, because we're so self-centered and so narcissistic, that we personify the world around us. And what I'm saying is karma exists in the sense of this. The white woman who Emmett Till whistled at and said whatever he said to, she admitted on her deathbed, so this is fucking 50, 60, 70 years later from the shit, she admitted on her deathbed that she lied in her court testimony that ended up getting all of those guys off of essentially what was a hate crime. And the reason it's important to know that is because where on the face of it you can say, rah, this evil lying white bitch. But because of the lie that this woman told, Emmett Till was murdered in the most brutal and harmful way, right? The way that Dave Chappelle phrased it, he said, but what the world didn't know is that Emmett Till's mom was a gangster, dog. And she said, leave the coffin open because I need the world to see what they did to my baby. In a moment of grief, imagine all the rappers that we've lost, all the drillers that we've lost, all the people of significance that we've lost. Imagine the mothers who grieve in these situations, nigga. Imagine the mothers who grieve for their sons. And in that moment, a mother has enough insight and foresight to say, as much pain as I'm in to see the child that I bore into the world in this result, leave the coffin open and take pictures because I need the world to see what they did to my baby. Anyone who's listening right now, go onto Google because the internet is your friend. Jay-Z told you that. Go onto Google and type in Emmett Till funeral pictures, yeah? And look at that. That's a human being. Anyone who's having trouble spelling Emmett, E-M-M-E-T-T-T-I-L-L. Funeral pictures, right? Or injuries. And look at that shit. That's what people filled with hatred turned a human being into, right? But because of the lie that the white woman told, and because of the gangster DNA that the black mother came from, this picture was publicized across the face of the earth, across Europe, across Asia, across the Slovakian area, in all these different languages and all this sort of shit. They took a picture of this, what happened to this young boy, And that was one of the most pinnacle things in what we now refer to as the civil movement, right? Like the civil rights movement, sorry. And it's like what Dave Chappelle was getting to was like, rah, if this white bitch didn't tell this lie, maybe shit wouldn't be like it is today. Maybe shit would still be where niggas is fucked up and there's still coloured and white drinking fountains and you can't eat in this restaurant, you can't eat in that. Do you get what I mean? Maybe shit would still be fucked up. But because of the lie this white bitch told, that ended up getting this 14-year-old boy murdered, fam. Beaten to death and murdered, fam. They crucified that boy like he Jesus, fam. The Bible is an allegory and it tells you the story over and over again. But because of that, they use this image, and Dr. Kings and all these sort of guys, they use to say, like, look at how we are treated. And there were white people across the world that looked at that shit and they were like, ooh, no, we don't like that. No. We didn't even know this was going on, fam. Like, if you got a white brethren and you talk to him about black shit, you know what you'll find a lot of the time? Especially if he's not tapped in like that or she not tapped in like that. The white person would be like, you know what? I didn't even know shit was like that, you know, like just in terms of experience. And
Yeah.
I think it's really important to differentiate between the white people who would see something like the Emmett Till thing and be horrified by that because they care about humanity, and the white people who would do that to Emmett Till. Those are two completely separate people. And the unfortunate thing about the term white is that it loops everybody together the same way the term black does. It loops everybody together. And so when you're having discourse about these things, it makes it difficult because people, before they hear anything else, they hear black and they hear white. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Every time.
Let me play some voice notes, one sec.
Yeah, but relating to the when you say towards the Caucasians, things did hit them as well, you know. And it wasn't just the white man what was enslaving us, it was our own people, the Arabs and all sorts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? So in some ways, the karma has come back in some ways, innit? Because now they've got to play a front, they, in a way, invite us to their country, and we got, you know what I mean? We got to have our certain rights, and they can't get away with certain things, and we're having kids to their children and whatever, you know what I mean? So it does exist, trust me, in some way. Because,
bro,
okay, now mix up.
My family in Wolves alone, bro, whenever I go to them family cookouts and shit, bro, the amount of white women I see around there is like, yo, is this a clan meeting, bro? Like, what's going on, fam? Like, bruh. But I said this to you before, though, innit? Well, I was like, black people, we're loving and embracing people. We embrace all, fam. This is the thing that other people, have a difficult time comprehending. As much shit as I talk about white people and that, we love all, bro. Do you think I would ever fuck with somebody just because they white, fam? We don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. You know how many white bitches I fuck, fam? Like, bro, I keep saying this on the podcast and shit, but like, brother, like, it's what were you gonna say? Sorry, what were you gonna say?
The thing with that is, it's a hard thing to hear, fam.
In what sense?
You're ready to hear what I'm about to say, fam. It's a hard thing to hear, fam. But it's like, you see, you've said this multiple of times, fam. The universe only works one way, fam. So, let's say I have the mind to make atrocities happen and kill millions of people, yeah?
Right.
If I convince a bunch of other guys to do that shit for me instead, my ends have been met. But technically, I'm clean of the karma because I didn't do the act. That's how it works, bro. That's the magic of it. Do you get what I'm saying? So
you fast forwarding, fam. You getting into some shit right now, bro. Like, let me play OG's next voice note because you get into where I'm trying to get to. You get in there, bro. I hear it. You get in there. Let me play this voice note. One sec.
And yeah, what I mean by that, for example, some of these slave masters and whatever, see their family, the karma's come back on their family down the line because some of these so-called slave masters' children are having to force the blackness in their families. So karma resist, trust me. in a different way still.
Nah, I definitely hear that. And a lot of old white men have definitely had to look at their white, blonde hair, blue-eyed daughter come back with a curly hair, brown skin youth. Like, that's definitely happened. But there's also the house nigga complex, where what happens a lot of times is when niggas get into the position of like, yo, I can fuck a white bitch and her family ain't gonna fucking go mad and shit. There's a tendency to accommodate to the whiteness because you as a black person are conditioned to make everybody else feel comfortable around you regardless of how you feel. Because you know you're black, you going into a white environment, you put it upon yourself to make everyone else feel comfortable. Like, no, there's no danger, I'm fine. I laugh and I smile and it's a conditioning thing in it. Like, at the end of the day, bro, apart from Will, because he was actually born in Zim, like real nigga shit. But a lot of black people, fam, like the only language they speak is English. If you're a black nigga that only speak English, you can't be woke. It's against the rules. That's myself included. That's myself included, bro. You can't be woke. You can't be conscious. You can't be any of that shit.
But Driz, you do speak a different language, patois. Yeah, of
That's
course.
true. That's true.
It's based on English, but you do have a different language, fam.
Patois is definitely magic and alchemy in it.
It's like pidgin English, fam. It's not English, but it's not really. It's how it was adapted. Yeah, no.
You know what, bro? You shot me some bail just there, and I'm going to take the bail from. I'm not going to argue with the bail.
Because hear what I'm saying. Yeah. If you used to just go full blown patois mode, fam, and you just to go to, I don't know, like to fucking the supermarket and they try to talk to one of them people in them aisles, bruv, they'll be like, bruv, what'd you say, peas, I think canned peas are somewhere over there, and then there's frozen at the back there, and then rice,
yeah, I thought about rice, man. I thought about rice. I see what the chicken there. Yeah, see me, my the chicken there, painfully boiling. I can't do nothing with it, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, nah, you know what it is.
You've already lost bare people, man. That's the whole language in itself, man.
Who lose can't lose, my brother. Lose can't lose. Yeah, I mean.
See, because that's a code, fam. A language. I told you this the other time, fam. We've spoken about how languages are the operating system before. We've done this before.
Yeah.
And because there's so many modifications and tweaks, pidgin, patois, there's a couple other stuff that's like English mix type setting, Creole and all them things there, French.
Yeah.
That's like, it's the same code, but it's built the way that works for us, if that makes sense.
Now, you know what? You're right, yeah, because there's not really another set of people that have done to the English language what black people have. Like you said, patois, Creole, fucking like all these other things that when you break it down, it's English, but it's a whole other thing. Obviously, you know, my girl, Indian, innit? Like, well, she half African, half Indian, but like, it's Indian sort of bring up and shit. And like sometimes she'll just show me the fucking little TikTok videos and shit. Like, what is this person saying? And my thing is like, I know that I can't speak the patois the way that they speak properly in it, but like I understand it, and it reminds me of the Pirates of the Caribbean film. And there was a line where Johnny Depp's character, Captain Jack Sparrow, they were talking like, oh, what's the pirate language, man? I can't remember what it is. There's a word for the pirate language. They were talking.
Oh, they've actually got a word for it.
Yeah, there's a word for it. I can't remember what it is, but it's not parlay, because parlay is to like meet and agree. But parlay is a word in the pirate language, though. Like parlay comes from pirate language. But the whole thing was like these guys were talking to him in pirate, innit? And then Keira Knightley's character was like, oh, what did they say? And he was like, oh, you know, they said XYZ. And she was like, oh, shit, like, you taught that shit. He's like, no, I can't talk it, but I understand it, though. Like, I can't speak it. And as a kid, I always thought that was weird, because, like, how can you, like, understand the language that you can't talk? But in terms of patois and shit, like, I was born in England, you get what I mean? Like, I was born here. My experience is different. When people speak patois, because of my upbringing and shit, I can understand it to the deepest depths. I've been to Jamaica. Yeah. I can hear them and speak to them, and I speak to them in my little English accent and shit. and they understand me and I understand them, but I can't talk how they talk the same way that they can't talk how I talk. You know what I mean? But it's like I understand that shit, and it's like it reminds me of that Jack Sparrow shit. You know what I mean?
You know what I've noticed?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know how to say this. Okay, I'm gonna try and say this the most sensitive way that I can.
Oh.
Because I love you guys. I love all you guys. Fam.
Oh God. Oh God.
My friends and even some fellow countrymen of mine
Oh
that were
God.
not born.
He about to kill all you
outside.
niggas. He about to kill all you niggas.
I ain't trying to. My friends and my fellow, even some of my fellow countrymen, like I said, that were born here or came here very early. They're very, man. The programming makes them be a different way because they're fighting themselves inside.
Yeah.
Inside is like. Inside is like the code is supposed to run on this clock. It runs like this. This is the timings in between each tick, and in between each tick, there's this many timings that make it go boom. But then like the language now, because the DNA is a different thing. The DNA it has its own language. It does its own thing. But then the language now is the thing that like it basically overclocks the DNA. Do you know what I mean? It makes it run
it's an
faster.
operating system. It's not even about communication. Communication is just a
That's what I'm
byproduct of
saying.
language.
But then
Language isn't about communication. Language is an
you
operating system.
you know what I've noticed. Because my sister was also like that as well. She used to like be very like she used to run very hot as well. But she learned the language, and it's like that's like an easy patch, fam. So like
Just updating it. Yeah.
It's like a quick fix patch, fam. Because it brings you to a different perspective. It shows you that I'm not somebody that doesn't have something of my own. I do have something of my own.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even though I'm living in a system that tells me, you don't have even anything of your own to the point where you even speak the same, like the one tongue, fam.
Yeah.
It's like learning that thing, give you that perspective of like, actually, like I do come from a different setting and I do have something that I can be proud of. Do you know what I mean? I can like get around my people and we can crack jokes that won't translate into English because it just won't. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'll tell you one thing, man. Like, it's not a jealous thing, but I've definitely, when I've been around you, man, and you man are talking like Shauna and that, it's like,
me and Terrence, innit?
yeah, it's like, fuck, I feel like that would be, if I could get that shit fully, that would be like the ultimate punchline, like that, like,
bro,
because certain things don't translate into other languages the same way, you know what I mean? Like,
comes in from.
Nah, bro, you know what, man? Honestly, bro,
in no time, fam.
Honestly, bro, I feel like I'm working through like a fear demon right now. I feel like I'm working through a way to
what you fearing, my boy?
The effect of my decisions on other people. I've never been afraid to take chances on myself. I've never been afraid to risk everything when I'm the only person who has to be liable for it. But when other people become casualties of any decision that you make, it that's the thing that kind of sets me thinking. Before you carry on, meditate on that. OG's left like bare voice notes and shit. So let me just play through these and shit.
The funny thing is, as well, when you talk about the so-called white man killed so many black people and did so many things to black people, but this is the thing, our warriors killed a lot of their people as well. So that's why they had to come in different angles to, in a way, conquer us in some ways, you know? So, it's just war, man. It's just, one thing I realised about life is there's good and evil in this world, and people are going to live and die innocently and guilty people, you know?
No, I hear that. Yeah, no, I hear that, man. I hear that.
No,
I think the white and black thing really, like, and Will has spoken to this so much about like what once upon a time a black person was and a white person was. Like, it really is just a conditioning thing, innit? It's the same thing as there are cats who, one cat might be all black and another cat might be white with ginger spots. And the cat doesn't look at that other cat like, oh, you're black. It's like, no, you're a cat. That's really what we kind of come from. But because of the people that understand how easy it is to condition the being that we are, it's just another implementation of conditioning. And that conditioning is a business model that's run for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Do you know what I mean? It's tried and tested sort of shit. Do you know what I mean? But,
3 times.
Yeah, I'll be honest though. In this day, it doesn't matter about language because so many things can be interpreted in different ways. So it's not about knowing languages as well, you know. So yeah,
OG.
interesting.
OG, my friend.
Very interesting, man. Definitely.
OG,
I'm gonna, Zim.
Hold on. Wait.
No, Sins, I'm gonna let you go. I want you to go because you're better equipped to speak to this. I'm gonna say, as a nigga who only speak English and versions that black people have created from English, which is patois, I promise you, OG, and yo, keep leaving voice notes. This is a good conversation, innit? But like, language makes a very significant difference. Like I said, my girl is Indian, bro, and sometimes we have conversations about, well, half Indian, half African, but sometimes we have conversation about shit, and she'll be like, rah, there's this word, but it doesn't translate to anything in English. But there's this whole word, there's a whole thing that has a context, but there's no English version of that. Language makes a very big difference. That's why they robbed black people of their language and their culture and their religion, fam. Like, language makes a big difference. But Will, I'm sorry, you speak to that, please.
Mate, I'm gonna say it like this. In the English language, right, there is there's obviously like two like the sexes, as they were, the male, the female, or whatever. If I'm referring to somebody that's younger than me, I say him, her. If I'm referring to somebody that's the same age as me, I say him, her. If I'm referring to somebody that's older than me, I say him, her. Because it's just that. By my language, if I'm referring to somebody that's younger than me, there's a way that I refer to them. If I'm referring to my contemporaries, there's a way that I refer to them too. Like, we have a way that we refer to each other. If I'm referring to somebody that's older than me, even if it's maybe even like 5 years, they're only 5 years older than me, but still, they're older than me. Do you know what I mean?
It's
they're
like
not
in Shawnee you're
age
talking,
range
yeah.
no more. Yeah.
They're
not in my age range no more. So
explain to the people what Shauna is, for anyone who doesn't know what Shauna is.
Shauna is one of, I think, three national languages in Zim.
Zimbabwe, that is.
That is Zimbabwe, that is. But
the only reason I say that, because when I look at analytics and some of the places where people are listening to the shit from, it's like they genuinely might not know that shit. So just explain it in it. But like, sorry, carry on.
But it's like, the one thing that I've also observed from obviously speaking a different language is that I recognize the patterns in that. Let's say, like, if I'm talking about a lady wearing a red dress or whatever,
right,
where in English it would say a lady wearing a red dress, in most other languages it would be like the other way. It would be like, I don't know,
like the red dress is wearing the woman.
Red dress, yeah. No, like the red dress wearing woman or something like that. It would be like the other way.
Yeah. Because of how language works, innit?
Yeah.
So what were you saying, Shauna, like, for the woman wearing the red dress? What would that be, Shauna?
It would still be like the woman wearing the red dress, but it's like, it would be different.
Bro, this is the part when you speak Shauna, fam, and engage the international audience, bro. Come on, bro. This ain't saying Shauna, my nigga. Like, what the fuck, bro?
My fault, dog. I can't figure. Wait, what if it wasn't? Mukadza kapfeka dress ritsvuku.
Ooh.
Right? Which still, that will probably still translate to like a lady wears a red dress, but I'm like, I don't know, like it's different. It's different, fam. It visualizes it differently, fam.
Yeah. Because
So OG,
the context of learning those words is different, innit?
that part.
Yeah.
So OG, I'm saying to you, it's very important for people to at least like know their roots, at least, if they can, and get into that shit as much as you can, because that's where your power's coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
What
where
was the girl
all
last
that
week we were
strength
talking
is
to?
coming
The
from.
girl who left the voice notes last week who was saying she was part like Ghanaian and shit. Saying like the same thing in it. It's like
Nigerian and Ghanaian, and I was like,
yeah,
yo,
lean into
what are you
that in
talking
it,
about,
like
you black American? Stop it. You Nigerian, fam.
yeah.
What do you mean? She was like, oh, I'm like 89% Nigerian and certain Ghanaian and certain else. I was like, fuck is he talking about? He's Nigerian, bro. What do you mean?
But you know what I realized, bro? You see, like the American audience, especially and shit. Like, and like, I appreciate we get like Americans and UK people and European people and people all over the world tuning in and shit. But like, with the American shit, they don't conceptualize black the same way that we do. Meaning, like, there's a history of slavery in the country. The British abolished slavery in the UK early doors. Like, there was very little slavery in the actual UK that happened. They funded a lot of shit.
Well,
They
because
paid a lot
they
of
had
shit.
to go
And
other
like,
places.
but it went
They
other
couldn't do
places.
that shit right here, because what was they going to do? Grow a couple thousand potatoes.
It's the same
They had to
concept
sell that shit
as...
at a different place, fam.
It's the same concept as like the kids that like take the copper and the cobalt out of the phones in China for the iPhones in it. It's the same concept, but it's just it wasn't happening in their shores in it. So like again, when like the British and stuff started to move around and that, to what OG was saying is he's right in the sense of where we are today. Not that it doesn't matter, but all of this shit is so integrated. All of this shit is so... It's a melting pot of culture in it. If you live in any kind of like metropolitan or like...
Oh, hold on, my boy, I'm in the shop. Sorry,
Yeah, I was gonna say the shops sound lit as fuck, bro. The shops sound lit as fuck, bro.
It's live here today, fam.
I will. I might shout you to shoot a video soon. You know, would you be down on a day's notice?
Yeah, 2 seconds, fam, and I'm pretty sure they'll agree as well, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna holler you off the broadcast, innit? Alright, you sort out your shit in the shop. Let me play the thing from OG in it. Play some from OG.
And even for example, like even within Africa, like I said, there's so many different different languages, French, Portuguese, all type of things, you know what I mean? So it doesn't mean anything really within language, because it all can be interpreted to mean the same thing. It's like turning a light switch off. It says the meaning of a light switch in every language is going to mean the same thing in different languages. So it doesn't mean you're less woke, you know what I mean? Yeah. What makes you more woke is realising how the world runs and how it is, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, the mentality of the white man being above us, that's what keeps us down and keeps us, our eyes closed in some ways, if you understand. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, OG, I think
it's all about the next generation. That's all I can say. Innit? You got to change them.
Like OG, I think OG. I think OG. You're a tapped in guy.
Yeah. You can hear it, innit? You can hear it. Like you can hear that he gets it. You know what I mean?
He doesn't want to let himself free and really say what he's trying to say. OG,
Yeah.
please say what
Say
you're
it,
trying to
bro.
say, my
Like,
bro.
actually say
Please.
it, fam.
This is the place
Yeah.
where you can say that shit, bro.
This is a
that
safe
platform.
space, regardless of what people have said.
Yeah,
This is a safe space,
This
fam. You
that
can talk
platform.
here, bro.
You can say what you're really trying to say out here, fam.
You get me? Because I hear what you saying, but I hear how you trying to say it in the right way. And the difference between everything that we saying is ultimately you as a black nigga, and I'll be honest, OG, you kind of sound like a light skinned dude. Not like you soft, nothing like that.
Nah,
Nothing like that.
Chris.
But no. It's not a diss. I swear on my mum's life, it's not a diss. But he sounds like he's a fairer complexion guy, like just the voice. That might be a stereotype. I'm liable for that. If not, tell me to go fuck myself. It's fine, innit? But what I'm saying is, as you're talking, you're trying to find the right way to say shit. And what I'm saying is, we exist in a world where there are a group of white people, not all white people, not all of them. It's not all of them. There are a group of white people who don't have to think twice about what they're saying. Fuck niggas, fuck the Mexicans, fuck the Browns, fuck the Arabs, they don't think twice about what they're saying. The fact that you're thinking twice about what you're saying is because you have the same dilemma as me, in a sense where English is the vehicle that you use to navigate the world. If you speak to people from other countries and shit, you usually try and go to English, or you might translate from there, whatever. Like, we in no, it's not their land, but they've conquered the land, innit? And we here, we talking day shit. Bro, Will's at the corner shop right now, yeah? The corner shop guy might be from like an Asian background and shit. You know what language they're going to speak in? English. Because the English went across the world enough to let everybody know, listen, you motherfuckers, we here. You bitch
One
asshole ass
time.
nigga. Yeah.
And
You know
you're
what I mean?
gonna be
And you're
just
gonna
like
learn this
us.
shit. You're gonna speak this shit. You
Yeah.
don't give a fuck how you
One
feel
time.
about it. Pussy
One
ass nigga.
time.
You're gonna speak this shit.
One
You're gonna
time,
learn
fam.
this shit, fam. And not only that, we're gonna take your language from you, fam, which is where the Caribbean suffers a lot compared to the Africans or the Asians, because the Africans and the Asians still have their language. The Caribbeans are a
Yeah.
lost rebel people. Like,
We
I always
still
talk to you
do.
about this chaos
But you
shit.
know
I
what's
always talk
really
to you about this
fucked up?
chaos shit.
Hey,
Like,
Jiz, you know what's really fucked up? We still do have our own languages, but you know what alphabets we use to spell our shit?
there you go.
English.
There you go.
English. We
There
still
you go,
use
fam.
English to spell our shit. Like we didn't have our own characters and shit. Like we didn't have our own alphabet. Yeah, now we still use the same Greco-Roman
But the
alphabet
fucked up
like
thing
everyone
is, though,
else.
bro, the fucked up thing is we had our own shit. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
All of the different
we
shit we're
look at
talking, Caribbean, African, Haitian, this, that, whatever. We are all one people. All of the melanated people on planet Earth are one people. But because there were, let's say, less melanated people, less Aboriginal people on the Earth, they, through their lack of melanation and naturalization to the planet, were able to figure out, all right, all of these niggas, bro, watch the Avatar movie, fam.
I seen it, bro. I
Watch the
seen
Avatar film. Avatar explains everything, fam. There are people here that exist in tandem with the planet. But if we can come in and, you know what I mean, we just integrate with their shit, you know what I mean? Yo, this is the language we speak. Because they're a welcoming people, they will embrace any new knowledge. Oh shit, you got a whole other language. Teach us that shit. We want to learn that shit, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, because we
English.
want
Okay,
to
yeah,
see a
teach us that
different
shit.
perspective.
We'll embrace that shit because we
One
are a
time.
welcoming and embracing people. That's what we do. But when you go back to the history of like Thanksgiving, where they essentially poisoned Aboriginal people, like, is what I'm saying is to what OG's saying, because I hear what OG's saying, and we all one people, and you're right, OG, you're right. But the thing that I always say to people is, when black people talk about race, race isn't a thing that black people invented. We didn't invent race. We are a welcoming and embracing people. We welcome all. Look at hip hop. The scorn of the earth, fam. It don't matter whatever fuck shit you did, bro. Like, you make a lit track, run that shit, fam. We're a welcoming and embracing people. We embrace all.
All that.
The
All
difference
that.
is there are people who understand that we embrace all and use that to our detriment. and I don't think that it should be taken as a diss or a disrespect or as bigotry when you speak on these things, because I didn't invent these conditions. Will, listen, niggas cuss me for all the shit I say, bro.
What are
Will,
you saying, bro?
listen
Like
to me.
that, fam.
Bro, if everything could just be equal in the world, where we, like Martin Luther King's speech, where we could just judge people by the content of their character, do you know how happy I would be in the world, bro? If we would,
Yeah,
bro, you
very,
know how
fam.
lit we would be if people were just judged by the content of their character. Just like, yo, depending on how dope you are as an actual person, you're gonna be that lit, fam. You know how lit we would be, bro. But the problem is,
Um,
there were people who saw the play. It's like baseball, fam. It's like any sport, fam. If you clock, all right, they play 4-3-3, yeah. If we put like two flying wingbacks against them, load the midfield and shit, and play the counter attack and that, yeah.
yeah, we're gonna fuck them up, fam.
They can't do anything. They've only got three midfielders. Their forwards aren't going to come back. Like, they can't do anything, bro. We're going to kill them. Do you get what I mean? Hit them on the counter attack. It's the same play. They played a counter attack against us, and now we in the condition that we in. You know what I mean? Where black people cuss other black people, but then cuss white people, but then cuss black people, and then white people don't do that, fam. And the ones that do, you know what happens to them, fam? They get called nigger lovers, fam.
Yeah.
And you want to be black, and you want to be Eminem and all this sort of shit. Listen, see what white people do. White people, you see the thing about white people, yeah? One thing I'll give white people, Jewish people, everyone to call it, they efficient as fuck, bro. Efficient, fam. As soon as you say something that's against the thing, oh, you a nigger lover, fam. You one of them. Fuck that motherfucker, bro. And that's the thing that white people don't get about white people. White people will throw each other in the garbage with the ease. Like, you know what I mean? It's a different thing. Do you get what I mean? It's a whole different situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no. Hold on.
What?
Not pad. Are you pad? Who are you pad with? Me? Yep.
I can still hear you, fam. I'm gonna play these voice notes while you sorting out who you paired with and shit. Like,
Oh no.
The main thing is that this is what I believe in some ways, is knowing where you come from.
Yeah.
Number one, that's number one. Yeah, number two, it's all about, you got to have an idea where you're going. You know what I mean? And that's the aim. That's the key, I'd say. You know, you look back into history of where you're coming from and whatever, but you need to think of where you're going. What, you know what I mean? The changes, the future, and a lot of our people, unfortunately, they focus so much in the past, they can't ever move forward. They're stuck. You know what I mean?
That's what
I'm trying to say. As I say, so it's not about where you're coming from, it's about where you're going, man. Sometimes that's in this day anyway, I say.
I'm gonna follow OG, you know. I'm gonna follow this. Nah, I'm gonna follow you, bro. Fuck that. I'm gonna follow you, bro. Because he sound like a nigga who think about shit. Whether you agree or disagree, it don't matter. The thing to me, I appreciate people who have their own perspective and their own thoughts in it. Like, I love that shit. So yeah, I will follow you back, bro. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page, fam. Fuck with us, innit? Like, subscribe to the YouTube page.
Fam. Come on.
Alright, but Will, go on, bro. Go on.
I was gonna say, goddamn, what was I gonna say? Wait, what did OG say just now?
It's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going.
Boom, exactly. Okay. And then he went on to say, oh, you know, our people are stuck in the past and we're still thinking about, oh, yeah. And bro, if you ask me what it really is that's holding us back from doing some shit, it's us, fam. We the ones, fam. Because all that shit that happened already, fam. All those decisions were already made. All the outcomes have already played out, fam. But we're still here beholden to those same actions and those same outcomes. It's like, bro, we live in a time where a man could be broke today and be a millionaire next week, bro. This is the kind of times that we live in right now, fam. Like hypothetically. It's it's like a man could have 100 quid to his name today, and next week, you know what I'm saying, he done some things with it, bore me. He got fucking 100,000, a million to his
Yeah,
name, bro.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
it's just like that, fam. And it's like we're now getting to this point where like we're starting again to like do business or whatever, like build businesses and shit. And it's like, yeah, of course, it's gonna take some time for us to trust our businesses because our shit ain't been here as long as a JD has. JD been about for how long, fam? Foot Locker been about for how
I got
long, fam?
stock in JD as well, fam. They've gone up recently.
See,
Let me just say that.
I did have stock in JD, but I sold that shit, fam.
Now buy JD, fam, because it's still cheap, fam. Buy JD, it's up, bro.
I know it's cheap right now, but there's a reason why, fam. Because like I was looking at it, yeah, and when I bought it, I was like, oh, this is mad cheap. I'll buy that. But it's like it's only been going down, fam.
You know what else to buy at the minute? And it's going to be a quick bust because I'm going to sell my stocks soon. Buy ITV. If you've got free
ITV.
trade, buy ITV stock right now, fam. The World Cup is played on ITV. Nothing else matters apart from the World Cup and apart from I'm a Celebrity. ITV doesn't matter apart from then. Buy now and then sell. Because it's about £3 certain per stock. Buy ITV now.
I'm a investing kind of guy, fam. I'm not a trading kind of guy, fam. You sound like a trading kind of guy, fam.
Me, I'm
I'm trying to put my money somewhere so that every year they give me something for giving me that money back, fam.
and for
And by the
me,
time I bought
because
like
go on.
it's like like by the time like we get into like the third year, I can buy another one of those, and we're doing that, fam. Like
The way that I kind of play
for
it,
the
it's like there are main things that I'll invest in where it's just like even if it's down, I'll buy when it's down, like Meta, which is Facebook, Amazon, Nike, like Tesla, companies like that. I'll buy even when they're down because they're going to come up eventually. But the way that I play it is, I don't know if anyone's watched the show Snowfall. It's on FX if anyone don't know, but you can find it on the internet. But I try and play the shit like Franklin say, in the sense where I'm a black nigga who, bro, all right, I don't want to get into my depression shit right now, but like in my self-analysis over like the last couple of days, I've really been looking at like global shit. And what I realize is I think it's either between 70 or 80% of people that earn above £1,000 a week are in the top 5 or 4% of the richest people on planet Earth. And in a lot of the shit where I don't feel like I've done the shit I'm supposed to do and, you know, all them sort of things there, it's like I've been looking at that and I've been thinking, rah, you know what's so mad? Once upon a time, when people talk about like millionaires and billionaires and shit, and people be like, oh, you know, money don't buy you happiness and all them sort of things there, it would be like, nigga, give me 1 million or 1 billion, bro. It don't matter what the fuck's going in my personal life. I'm cool, brother. I ain't got no bills to worry about. I'm cool, fam. Fuck the shit you talking about. Money don't buy happiness, fam. It might not buy happiness, but it will fucking help you find a way to happiness, bro. If I ain't got no bills to worry about, I'm good, brother. But what my research helped me realize is like, rah, there are 95 to 96% of the population on planet Earth that would switch lives with me in an instant. That would be like, oh shit, bro, you get this much money per month. You live in this place, you do this, you've got this studio, you got this in the yard, like you've got mute, like
same day, no refund, fam.
no refund, fam.
No refund.
Even if you change your mind like an hour later, it's like, no, no take-backs, bro. No take-backs, fam. Like, there's 95 to 96% of people on planet Earth that will switch lives with me in a moment. And it made me think about how fucked up I've been feeling. Because I spoke about it last week, like how I've felt very fucked up recently. Like, I felt very under accomplished. Like I haven't done the things I'm supposed to do. Like I've missed my window. Like it's too late for you. Like you just a foot. Like I've felt a lot of that shit this week, and
That's crazy
logically
to
in
me.
my mind, because there's a statement or a quote that says knowledge is no defense. In my mind, I can look at all of the things that I've done, all the businesses I've set up and shit. I can look at all this shit and be like, bro, you've done shit, fam. What the fuck are you talking about? You've done shit. Logically in my mind, I understand that, but
you're just not seeing the
what I've
road
realized
heads.
about myself, is that I have spent a lot of energy and focus on building my logical, like, understanding, like my logical, like, growth and shit. Where what happens in life, if you approach it in a logical sense, you'll make sense of it. What I haven't spent so much time on is my emotional health.
That part.
What I haven't spent so much time on is the way that I feel about things, because understanding certain shit doesn't help you feel better about certain shit. Me understanding, like, bro, you're in the top 4% of people on the planet Earth, fam. You doing shit, you releasing the shit, you've got so many businesses, you getting money from this, you get money from that, like you're doing so much shit, but you still feel like you broke, you still feel like you're a foot nigga. It's like, rah, that's probably how the billionaires feel. When you get to that level, when you ascend all of these things, you're like, oh shit, I'm still a broke nigga.
Because you know
I only
what
got
it
a
is.
billion.
You know what it is.
I only got
You
a
know
billy.
why?
Oh shit.
You know why, fam? Do you know why? You know why? As human beings, we've got a tendency to focus on the bad shit, because
Absolutely.
as great as fire is and as great a discovery as fire was, it still can burn you, fam, and it still can kill you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like we've developed this thing where it's like it's better to know the dangers of a setting and really understand the dangers of something than it is to know the upside of that thing. So, yeah, fire
Yeah.
can cook my food, and yeah, fire can like warm my house or wherever I live, but ultimately fire is dangerous, fam,
And
and
fire can
fire
kill me.
can burn my whole shit
Fear.
down
Fear.
in minutes,
Yeah.
fam.
Fear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And that's we built like that, fam. We
Yeah.
built like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's not something that you should take as like why am I being like that? Because I know, like, yeah, you like me too, dark. Oh, why am I being like that? Of course you're being like that because it's fucking dangerous, fam. It's fucking danger, fam. Yeah, you should be scared. Oh, why am I scared? You should be, fam. You should be scared, fam.
But you see, one
But
way
then
that I
you gotta
relate to
move.
the drill niggas and shit is like, I remember once upon a time in my life, like that shit never scared me, bro. Like, again, I think I've told this story in earlier like episodes and shit, but like, bro, I walked away from an entire life, bro. Like, I said fuck everything. Like, once upon a time, it was just me against the world. And as long as it was just me, whatever happens to me, I can deal with me. But when time goes on and you build connections and you know what I mean, all these sort of things, it's like, rah, bro, me making certain decisions doesn't just affect me. Like, there are people in real life who are affected by the decisions that I make. And if I say I'm gonna do this, people could be really fucked up over this. And even though they may not have anything
Yeah.
directly to do with it, it's like, rah, like, my decisions have effects on real life people because of the relationships you've built and the business equity you've built and shit. And it's like, fucking hell, bro, like, it makes you, once upon a time in your, and this is why I understand the gang niggas a bit more. It's like, when you don't feel like you have anything to live for, when you just feel like you're just trying to get a better way because of all you see is shit, then you're willing to sacrifice everything at any point. When you feel like your situation is just bullshit and you want to do better, you're willing, like, fucking hell, what? Move across the country
To do more.
and beat this nigga and do music. All right, fuck it, bro. I ain't got no shit going on, bro. Fuck it. I'll move across the country. I'll move across the globe. I'm like, fuck it. But when you're older and you build connections and you have things in place and all this sort of shit, it's like, right, you can't just move across the country. You can't just move across the globe. And not that you can't, because you can. You can. You absolutely can. But if you're a nigga built the way that I'm built, then my thing is always, you don't leave your people behind. As a nigga who grew up with a father that was never there, although me and my dad have a great relationship now. Well, I believe so anyway. Like, him not being there taught me that you have to always be there for your people. So I'm not a nigga who could ever just be like, yo, fuck all these niggas. They can figure their own shit out, bro. I'm out, bro. But once upon a time I could do that. Now, nah, you can't run that, fam. You can't run them sort of things there. You know what I mean? And it's
You know, I used to also be like that.
right.
I used to also be like that. Damn, everybody drowning around me. I gotta do something.
Yeah.
I gotta like put my fins out, or like I gotta put my little life support, whatever life support that I got. Yeah, I'll put that out for you, my boy, because I don't want to see you drown like that, fam.
Yeah.
But then what I've realized is like, bro, you were born, you were by yourself. You're gonna die. You've been by yourself. As much as you want to help everyone, you can't help everyone, fam. You can only help anyone to the extent that they'll take the help that you extending to them. And if you're in a position where you're drowning yourself and you're extending help, what more can you do, fam? You're gonna drown too because you can't fully help somebody. That's no good for you.
Yeah.
Because you have a purpose. Do you know what I mean? You're not just here for no reason. You're not just here to be here. You have a reason for being here, and you have more than enough reserves of power, of infinite energy, that infinite creator energy. You have more than enough, because it's infinite. And if you have a drop of infinity, you're infinite too.
Yeah, for real.
Even
You
if you
exist
have a
outside of
drop
time,
of
innit?
infinity. That's what I'm saying. So like, yeah, I get it, man. We want to like help everyone, but like everyone needs us to help them by helping ourselves first.
Okay.
And then you can start, because it's just the same concept of like, how can you be in love with somebody else when you're not in love with your own self?
Yeah, word.
How can you know how to love somebody outside of you if you don't know how to love your own self? You don't know what feels good to you. You don't know what like feels right for you. How can you ever like provide that for somebody else?
And that's the
You can't.
difficulty with a muse in it, because if you get someone who's a muse for you, you can draw on inspiration and their energy, but if you have to rely on that energy to draw from things, then how much do you love yourself? Like you said in it, it's like
That part.
I always say, and again, I've got a girl who I've been with almost 10 years and shit, so I can like talk this shit. You know what I mean? But when I talk to her and stuff, I say like, yo, if we ever broke up and shit, like, it wouldn't change the fact that I love you. Like, I don't love you because you my woman. I love you because of who you are. And even if shit was fucked up, you would have to do some terrible shit for me to be like, fuck this bitch. Do you get what I mean? Like, even if shit didn't work out, I understand enough about life where sometimes people are in your life for a season, and
people
if that season's over, it doesn't mean you have to be like, fuck this person, fuck that person. It's just like, that was the season that they were supposed to be there. You know what I mean? I always say to my girl, like, love doesn't exist inside perimeters where it's like, all right, if you boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, you love each other, but if it's not that, then fuck them. That's not really love. Like
That's
whether
not
we
really.
together, whether we not together, whatever the paradigm is, I love you because of who you are. And as long as you are who
No.
you are, I'll always love that. You know what I mean? And I always try to explain that paradigm that love doesn't, again, fuck Christianity. If you want to say fuck Jesus, because Jesus is a Spanish name and
Yeah.
the Spanish were colonized and shit, you can say fuck all of that. But the Bible says, love unto those as you want love done unto yourself. Treat people the
Yeah.
way you want to be treated. People talk about the soft life
Pretty
and I want
much.
to be pampered, I want to be this, all this sort of shit. If you want that, you have to give that to people. You have to treat people that way. Do you know what I mean? And outside of the romantic shit,
You can't run
even
around
like
here being a
just,
sour lemon and expect for everything to be sweet for you.
but
It
the
won't.
world is built to sour lemons, bro. Because when was the last
I
time you went in the
know, fam.
supermarket and you could get good fruit, fam? The world is built to sour lemons, and we're conditioned to
I
think that sour
know.
is normal, fam. It's not normal, bro. It's not normal, fam.
Oh,
Oh,
fam.
gee, you left bare voice notes, fam. All right, we're gonna get through these shit. Hold on. Hold on.
No, it doesn't, man. As I said, I've been to Africa. I don't speak the languages. I've been North Africa. I've been West Africa. Yeah, right. And it's all about your aura and how you move. You know, how you move is the key. Trust me, I've been many places around the world. Yeah, not knowing no language.
I
Yeah,
can agree.
and I've come back, people hugging me. You know, even some people trying to cuss me off and have disputes. You know what I mean? It's all about your aura. You know what I mean? And it's all about having that respect level, because one thing everyone in this world understands is a little nod, especially with our people, a little nod, a little respect, a little, you know what I mean, the little thing with the fist pump, you know. So eye contact, you know. So you know, I've been countries, man. I don't even know the languages. I'm coming back with the bags and bags of.
Shall I play the next one?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is the most powerful thing is the language of psychology. Trust me, will beat any language. People could be talking anything, and from the language and how the moving expressions will tell you what it is. Trust me. You know what I mean? If it's even iffy, if it's not, you know. But so yeah. And the thing is, we've got intellect, so we can learn these things. We can learn languages. If you really want to learn certain languages, we can learn it very easy, especially now.
You know what's mad about OG, yeah? And I'm gonna give you air horns in it, like I am. You know what's mad about OG? He remind me of a nigga that I used to work with. Shout out to Richard. Yeah, shout out to my guy Richard. I give him air horns as well in it. Like, he remind me of a nigga called Richard that I used to work with and shit, who was a mad cool guy, bro. He was like he was just good energy. Like, he always wanted to have a good time, but you could tell there was pain in his life. Innit? Like, listening to OG, I can hear in his voice that there's pain in his life, and that sounds obvious, but I can hear that, like, the way that I kind of am able to understand energy. I can hear pain in his voice, and he reminded me of a nigga that I used to work with and shit. And if I worked with OG would really annoy me, fam. And what I mean by that is, I'm a nigga who only work like day jobs and shit to kind of get the peas to do what I need to do and da 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 da. And he would be a nigga that I would be at work and he would want to talk bare because he would recognize the energy in me the same way that I would recognize the energy in him. But I'm the type of nigga where I have to give so much energy to so much different things that I don't want to expel energy for no reason that I don't have to. And OG would be a nigga who want to talk, who want to link up after work, all this sort of shit. And I'd be like, bro, fucking allow me, fam. Just stop talking to me for a second, bro. And that would come across as a diss, but I'm not dissing him. I swear to you, I'm not dissing OG because everything he said is so valid. But it makes me realize how jaded I am in my own self. where through my own experience and traumas and shit like that, like, I really only give the time to my people to expel energy like that, unless I'm in the flesh with people. But even that, I try not to link up with people where I don't need to. If we got to do a show or we got to do some shit, then you got to be there in person, cool. But it's like, I really like OG. I really like OG. But the reason that I like him would be the reason why he would be a nigga. I'd be like, bro, stop talking to me, man. Because all of the shit he's saying is shit that I used to think about when I was 16, bro. Like, all of this life shit, like, there's so much information in my mind. And it's like, me and OG would have to go through certain conversations where he would have to really get where I'm coming from. I'm like, bro, the fact that we speak English is the first point where we should attack. All this other shit is cool, but you and I are communicating in English. How did that happen? We have to really get into it. And it's like, I'm the type of nigga who I don't expel my energy like that, but I like to do it on the podcast. And OG, again, I hope you hearing this shit and it feels like you a smart enough nigga to understand that I'm not trying to disrespect you. Like, I might meet this nigga in real life and he fucking bad me up. Like, it's never a disrespect thing. I'm just speaking openly and honestly. And the fact that you keep leaving the voice notes and shit allows me to understand that, like, nah, this is a smart nigga. He a smart nigga. So it's like, I'm overriding my own personal thing where I'd be like, bro, I hear what you're saying, fam, but the conversation, it would take you and I like 75 days consecutively to have the real conversation to get it, like, and I would be able to do that, but it's long in it, like, but I'm overriding all that shit because I think the point of view is really interesting. I think it's really interesting. All right, Will is muted, so I'm gonna run through these voice notes still.
Yeah, 100%. What it is with me, I've taught to hide in plain sight. So I'll say, if you understand, you understand, innit? Only the people who are so-called aware and woke in some ways will understand what I'm saying. As I said, the hiding place site, you know, because I can't be bothered with the foolishness, you know what I mean?
Nah, I hear you, bro. And I want to make it very loud and clear. I'm not woke, bro. The only language I speak is English, fam, and patois is the derivation of that. I'm not woke, fam. So, like, nah, I hear you, bro. And again, I want to keep reiterating because this is a safe space in it. No, it doesn't mean that you're woke, but this is a safe space in it. Like, I want to keep reiterating. Anything I'm saying, OG, it's not a disrespecting. It's not that. And I know that you get that, but sometimes when we hear things, it allows us to register them better. Do you get what I mean? So I'm going to say to you, it's not a disrespect thing. But even, if I play the next voice note and OG's like, man, and this nigga Drew's talking shit and like, I'll laugh at it. Like, it's fine. Do you get what I mean? I don't mind because we can talk openly and it's cool. And from what the things that he said, even in things I might disagree with, it's like I can see the intellect in it, you know what I mean? So let me play the next one.
100%. The so-called Caucasian white man will do worse to their own.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As you know, the Irish, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fam.
It's good and evil, man, as I say. As well, it's all about what you create around you in this society, innit? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you can judge people from their character. You can create your own characters. You can create your own circle and have certain characters within your circle, you know?
Yo, OG, if you don't subscribe to the fucking YouTube and listen to our shit, bro, I'll be pissed off, bro, because you're giving way too much good insight to not subscribe to the shit. You know what I mean? So make sure you fucking plug into that shit and that. You get me? Like, nah.
Oh. What happened to fucking
Ultra
fam? Oh, guy, bro.
Listen, what did I say to you before, fam? What did I say to you before?
I'll call this most stoic listener, fam.
Nah, I'm big up to Ultra always, innit? But what did I say to you before on the pod? I said, listen, sometimes people are in your life for a season, fam, and it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
What the Buddhist teachers is that they make the mandalas out of sand. They create these beautiful pieces of art out of sand and shit. And at the end of the shit, they'll spend like a month making it. And at the end of the shit, they just mess the whole shit up. Just fuck the whole shit because nothing exists forever. Do you know what I mean? And it helps you to let go of shit. So listen, if Ultra never taps in again, it's all right because Ultra tapped in all the times we needed him to. You see, our OGs like leaving the shit now. Like we always said, the energy will attract the energy that we need. Do you get what I mean? Like as long as we do this shit and we do it with a pure heart, the universe only works one way. As long as we do the shit that we do it.
Man.
And what's fucked up here, Will? What's fucked up? All the shit I'm saying to you, I understand this in the quote unquote depression that I'm going through. All of these things I understand. And even the idea of depression and mental health and all that sort of shit. Like, we're taught to shy away from those things as a culture, but why, fam?
You know what
Bro, I have felt fucked up, bro, for the last 2 weeks, bro. I felt fucked up, bro.
My friend, you know what
But you know what? Lean into the fucked up, fam, because there's something that you need to learn in that. We're taught to fucking shy away from the shit and it's bad and this and that.
And
lean into it.
Learning into it. I understand the lean into it to learn part, but my friend,
balance in it.
I've been further than leaning into this shit, bro. I've been like making snow angels in this shit. You know what I'm saying?
But did you do it from a neutral perspective, though? That's the difference. Because a lot of times we lean into the shit on the way that we see it. We can see it more like that.
From a neutral perspective, I'm going to say it like that.
Because a neutral perspective allows you to hold yourself accountable. Do you get what I mean? A neutral perspective allows you to see where you fucked up, but also where shit is fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like the way that I've tried to approach the shit. Like I said, bro, like if niggas saw me on a day-to-day, they'll think I was out of my mind, bro. Like the way they treating Ye right now, they'll treat me like that, bro. Like absolutely, fam. I get it. But it's like when I speak to my higher self, my higher consciousness and shit, it's like yin and yin, not yin and yang teaches us that you need a little bit of bad in the good and a little bit of good in the bad. It teaches us that the two can't exist without each other. The same way that up and down can't exist without each other. If there's no left, there's no right. Like it's the same thing. There are rules and there are laws to the universe. Again, I will say the universe only works one way, right?
You've said it yourself.
These niggas make equations to the universe and shit. Mathematics shows you that the universe only works one way. Like that's what the mathematicians really got right. But anyway, what I'm saying is when you feel fucked up, we're taught to get as far away from that fucked up feeling as possible because it's bad and mental health and you know how you integrate into society and you know all that sort of stuff, right? And I think that the human being, and I said this on a YouTube video I did before, Hugh, words are important. You spoke about this, magic and spells. Words are important. Hugh, anyone who's listening, H for hotel, U for uniform, E for echo. Hugh, man. Right? We are built and integrated into the naturalization of this planet, meaning the same way that the sun comes up and the moon comes up and there's a pattern, Aboriginal people live in accordance to that pattern.
They already knew that.
I broke this down again. I was in a YouTube video before, but I broke this down and I said like when a kitten is born, a kitten doesn't need to be taught any language. You don't have to teach it how to speak. The kitten has an innate ability to be able to communicate with its mother. The kitten has an innate ability to be able to communicate with its mother and communicate with all the other cats around it. When a dog is born, a puppy, A puppy doesn't need to be taught a language. A puppy has an innate built-in DNA criteria that allows it to communicate with its mother and allows it to communicate with all the other dogs around it. When
Yeah. Somehow they
human
backfired and they just start
beings,
walking from.
bro, when human beings are born, they
Yeah,
don't
we
need
need
to be
help for
taught a
everything
language.
from.
They have an
Yeah.
innate DNA criteria that allows them to communicate with a mother and communicate with human beings around them. Meaning this, you try and hold the baby and the baby don't fuck with your energy, you know what the baby's gonna do? The baby's gonna bawl and scream and cry and you know what you know what the baby don't give a fuck about? The baby don't care about the fact that you in a work meeting or you in a studio session or that you a restaurant or you in the cinema or you fuck. The baby doesn't give a fuck about any of the shit that's going on with
None
you. The
of that
baby's
from.
letting you know I don't fuck with your energy and get away from me, bro. And you know how babies laugh. You know how babies learn. Sorry, you know how babies learn. Babies learn through play and through laughter. Any natural baby, we go back to lions, yeah. Lions in nature, when the cubs are born, what do the cubs do? The cubs play and they laugh. Because in their play and they laugh, they learn how to hunt. Their natural
Yeah, all
inclination,
that.
their DNA is built like, listen, you just play and follow your nature and have fun. And in doing that, you're going to acquire skills that will allow you to hunt the food that you need to hunt. It's a nature thing, innit? And in the
Yeah.
same way, babies are born in that same way. There is no baby on planet Earth that's ever born that speaks a language already.
No,
Because
they all don't speak anything at all.
what babies are the purest form of what we're supposed to be. Meaning English, Spanish, French, Italian, Shauna, fucking anything else, bro. We have an innate ability to communicate without
But my
any of
friend,
these things.
I have to tell you, I have to tell you, uh, I have a theory myself
Oh
that
shit. Oh shit, okay.
I have a theory that at one point we all spoke the same, if not a similar language.
Right.
But you know what the difference is? The Greco-Roman / Latin languages. That's what the difference is. Because if even you look at the structure, we were talking about this earlier on. You look at the structures of languages, it's all pretty similar. It's all pretty
Yeah.
the same. And
Yeah.
then you get to you know, I don't know, Greek, and it's different. You get to French, and it's a little different. They just Greek, Italian, Latin, Spanish, English. They in that same family, but it's different.
Yeah.
Everybody else structures. In fact, yeah, everybody else structures their shit differently. Do you know what I mean? There's the whole seniority ranking thing, and then there's lady, man, boy, girl,
Feminine, masculine. Yeah.
child. Yeah, right. There's that whole the thing. But English doesn't have that. It's just, oh yeah, that's Will. He's
Yeah.
63. He's the
Yeah.
manager at this place. Oh yeah, that's Will. He's 21. He's just a guy at this place.
One
Oh
thing I
yeah,
learned.
that's
Oh
Will.
god.
He's 72. He owns this whole thing. There's
Yeah.
no oh yeah, that's Mister. Oh yeah, that's. Uh, there's not even words. There's not even words to
There's
differentiate that
no
shit. You
cosmic
know what I
credit
mean?
check in it,
Mm.
even though there is, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. Language is very important.
Nah, for real. For
Language
real.
is very important. Fam.
Just the simple fact that there are certain things that can't be translated into other languages because the other language, the rules that it abides by
Ain't
doesn't
that the
allow it,
wickedest bit,
shows
fam?
you that there's information that is available that you can't get in the language that you have. Do you know what I
You
mean?
know what I
Like,
mean? Because sometimes I'll be scrolling on my Twitter, yeah, and I just laugh to myself, but I can't like share the haha because you're not gonna get it. If I then like start translating it for you, it's not gonna hit the same. It doesn't
you know what you need to
do.
do, bro?
It's not.
Start tweeting in Shauna. That's what you need to do, bro. Just start tweet. Fuck it. Because the thing I've learned about Twitter, yeah, because I've been on Twitter like a lot recently in it. The thing I've learned about Twitter, bro, is like Twitter is to us what Facebook is to our parents. You know how the older generation have this whole network through Facebook. Twitter is that to
Yeah,
us. Use it, bro. Tweet in Sean, fam. You'll be surprised the people that will see it, bro. Like the algorithms
yeah,
are
nah,
built and shit. Like, yeah, tweet in Sean, fam.
I've seen it from. They got their own thing from. They call
Yeah,
it
trust me.
Twitter.
Some of them Zim bitches is fine as fuck, bro. Jesus
My
Christ.
friend, I
Jeez,
swear,
oh cry.
fam,
Jeez, oh cry.
I swear before the Lord Himself as my witness, I said it about 4 years ago. My wife was in Zim, fam, at the same time as I was in Zim. The same woman that I'm going to marry and be like, I tweeted about you in 2016.
Bro,
Yeah, she's out there somewhere still to this day, fam,
mad thing.
apparently.
Listen, my girl half African and shit. But I told her, dog, if you fuck up the situation with this dope nigga that you have, I am going straight to Africa, bro. Like, you will never find this shit, bruh. Like, I'm like, bitch, you locked in at a good time, fam. You found me at a good time and you showed yourself to be a real nigga, fam. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but
okay.
boy,
I think
if I had to give a fuck up, bro, I'm running straight to Africa. North Africa, bro. Ethiopia? Oh my God. Don't get me started.
my friend, yeah, you're not going far enough. You need to go to the south. That's where the best bitches are made, fam. That's where the best
Nah.
bitches are made, fam. I don't know
Nah.
what it is about them, fam.
When he
They
says
got it
South,
all,
name a
fam.
country in it. When he says South, name a country in it.
South Africa, Zimbabwe,
Nah, but that's all
Botswana.
the apartheid shit,
Uh,
fam, bro. Like, I don't want no
man, I'm
apartheid bitches, fam.
telling
Nah,
fam,
bro. North Africa, bro.
listen to me.
Ethiopia, fam. Fucking Somalia, North, fam. Like,
I,
I'm talking that kind of shit.
I'll let you in on a little secret, fam. They also got colonialized too, fam. They
Brother,
also
the
got
whole
that
of
mindset.
Africa
It's the
has it, fam.
same,
What are you
bro.
talking about? The whole of Africa
That's
has
what
it.
I'm saying, fam.
Yeah, fam.
That's what I'm
But like,
saying.
nah,
I'll let
I
you in
like
on a
them
little
ones, bro, because
secret,
they
fam.
they like black and Asian, fam. I like them ones, fam. Like, I told my bitch,
Uh,
like, you know what I mean?
hey man, that's you, right? That's you, man. I like man, there was a day when me and my cousin was walking through like a I don't know what would you even call that? It's like a what's the word? They call it a flea market,
Right.
and it makes it sound all like weird and like gross
Nah,
and
nah, nah.
shit. But
People
it's
should know
like
what a flea market is.
yeah, right, yeah. We walk through like one of them little spots and shit. You know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin just talking and shit. I'm like, if I can get a couple of teas or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That shit will be cool. Yeah, we're looking around. Goddamn, one of the girls that owned one of the spots, yeah, she was selling like suitcases and shit.
Right.
My boy, do you know how close I was to buying a new suitcase? I ain't even need a new suitcase. I was about 3 sentences away from her being like, "Oh, so you want a suitcase?" Yeah, and then it would have been like, "Yeah, I want a suitcase," and then she would be like, "Yeah, this one," and I'd have been like, "Yeah, that one, fam."
You know what's mad,
Yeah,
yeah?
man.
Mad. A Jamaican girl, like a born and bred Jamaican girl, would spin
uh,
your head top, fam. Beyblade shit, fam. Like a because she would tap into what you fuck with, and then she would give you that energy, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, fam, you
damn,
want smoke
homie,
like that?" Yeah, a Jamaican girl would spin your head, fam.
damn,
Because
homie.
you
So
from
I better
Africa,
stay
bro.
away from
Because
them.
you from Africa, bro. You know what your parents said to you about the Jamaicans. You know the Africans say the
The
Jamaicans. You know what I mean?
Jamaicans.
You know what your parents said to you about the Jamaicans and that. You know what I mean? A Jamaican gal, bro. A gal from yard would spin your head, fam. because you know all the like there's a certain honor and pride that Jamaican that African people have and shit, and you know them lower energy cravings where you're like, yo, I need a bitch who just gonna, you know what I mean. You see a Jamaican girl, she on all of that kind of smoke, fam, and she gonna say it to you. She's not gonna be shy about it. She's not gonna be like
Oh
hee
yeah, no,
hee
that would
hoo
definitely
hoo.
fuck
She'll
me
be
up,
like,
fam. Yeah,
she
nah,
gonna
I'll be
say it to you
fucked
in
up.
patois,
Yeah,
bro, and you could be like, oh shit, fam, bro. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
nah, I better
anything
stay
you
away
want,
from
fam, you
them.
got it, fam. Like
Nah,
anything
nah,
you want,
you
bro.
right. I should stay away from them, fam.
Like,
You
now listen, a
absolutely
Jamaican
correct,
girl will
fam.
spin your head, fam,
Yeah,
because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You right, fam. I should stay away from them, fam. Thank you very much for that.
I'm telling you, bro, because
Because
no names and
goddamn,
shit, no names and shit. But you think that thing before had you fucked up, fam?
uh,
Let a Jamaican girl who look like that, but will bust it down much easier and quicker for you, fam. You feel like, yo, I want to do this, I want to do that. She'd be like, yeah, run it. Like, you know what I mean? Bruh, a
yeah,
Jamaican girl will spin you, fam. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I should stay away from them. I
yeah,
don't need
yeah, yeah.
all that, fam. I'm
Yeah,
good. I'm good,
stay in
good,
Africa like
good.
Mansa Musa in it. Stay in
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I told you, fam, I'm pretty sure I have seen my actual, for real wife somewhere at them little markets, fam. I'm pretty sure she looked nice, fam, and she looked homely and shit. Like she was about to finish at 5 and go home and look after the kids and whatever. You know what I'm saying? She looked
Yeah,
good, dog. I was like,
I hear that,
yeah.
man.
I don't even need all them vegetables, but yeah, give me all that. I'll take three
Yeah, man.
bundles.
Just
Yeah,
because
you
you in
right.
it, just because you in it, like,
Yeah, you
yeah,
right. Yeah, I don't
nah.
even like mango. Well, I mean, I do like mangoes, but I don't even like them that much.
Your
But
mango
I'll
bit,
take
same.
five.
I like
Yeah.
your mango bit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know
Nah, I
it's hot.
mean, I'll
I
take
know it's
five,
hot. I know
fam.
we out here. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
your mango make a mango mad, fam. How you need?
I
Yeah,
turn the
let me
fan on
have
and we
that.
run it. You know what I mean? Like,
2
you know what I
minutes,
mean? Like,
fam.
yeah,
Nah.
fam.
It's
Passion. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
bro. I'll put it like this. I remember when it was me and my cousin. We was in Cape Town on Kloof Street. Kloof, KLOOF. If anyone wants to go there, Kloof Street, Kloof. Bro, there's this little club there, yeah, and I guess it's like where all the bougie people go or whatever. My brother, I swear down, I've never seen so many girls that look that good all in one
Yeah,
place, fam.
yeah.
I've been lots of places. I've been in big crowds. I see bare people that look good. But bro, it was like fucking 98% of these bitches look like they should be in like a fucking magazine or something, bro.
17 out of 10s. Like, yeah.
Seven, 17, 170 out
Yeah,
of
yeah,
10,
yeah, yeah.
bro. It
But
was
every single one,
mad.
like the
It,
lowest bitch was like
bro,
10 out of
the,
10, but not as much. Like, yeah, yeah,
bro, there was one where I went to go talk to her, yeah, because like, the juice was in my system. I'm feeling myself a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm a nigga from out of the country, not even out of town, out of the country, you know what I'm saying? Got a different accent, you know what I'm saying? I gauge people's reactions to how I'm speaking to them, innit? I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, you know what, yeah. I'm gonna try that one still. I'm gonna see what that one's saying still, fam. Yeah, it was there talking blood. It was like a fucking hour, fam. And then my cousin's like, oh, yeah, we gonna go to another place because he was about to get something. Like, he was about to get a certain thing. And he was like, oh,
Slice of
bro,
cake,
help
yeah,
me.
yeah.
So I'm
Run the
getting out
play,
trying to
run the play,
certify
yeah.
my thing so I can be like, yo, nah, do you know what? Yeah, just leave me here, innit? I'll just stay I'll call her uh, Kendall.
Molly.
I'll call her Kendall.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because that's the nickname that these man all gave her, fam. Light skin, black thing, but she looked like one of them Jenner girl, fam.
I'm just gonna go toilet, but keep telling
Naturally,
the
fam.
story, don't it?
So my man's like, oh yeah, nah, we gotta go to this other next spot, fam. Like, nah, bro. let me just, you know what I'm saying, let me just try and secure here. He like, nah, because like they're leaving right now. And like, I'm trying to, so I'm like, all right, bet, boom. Go to the next place. Oh, who should be there? But that same candle, she was there. So yeah, I'm trying to do my thing. And the only thing that fucked it up was the fact that I was staying in my cousin's house, fam. If I was staying in a hotel room, fam, I'd have been winning, fam. But yeah, I was staying in my cousin's hotel, or my cousin's apartment, even should I say. And yeah, that would have been a tricky one, fam. I didn't even want to be like, yeah, come to, because that's mad, fam. Yeah. So it just was what it was. But I say that to say this, yeah, them girls out there, they're something else, bro. Like, yeah, them girls in Southern Africa, particularly, yeah, all of you. Yeah. You're putting viable nations to shame out here with that shit. And y'all gotta chill out. But ain't nobody out here to tell y'all gotta chill out, fam. So here I am trying to tell y'all gotta chill out. But at the same time, I'm like, goddamn. How in the hell does anybody chill when y'all look like that, fam? How does anybody relax, fam? Impossible. Actually impossible, fam. Southern African girls, fam. Nah, you lot are something else, bro. Yeah, nah, you lot are something else. But then, it's just me. I'm just lit on the broadcast.
What was you saying?
I was saying Southern African girls are something else, fam.
You went to a different place, yeah?
I just finished the story of how that night went, fam. Basically, to recap for you, so I'm talking to this girl. We get, you know what I'm saying, it's some little chemistry or whatever. My cousin come up to me and say, "Yo, boom, I gotta go, bro," cause like boom. But then I'm with him, so I'm like, damn, can I just like secure this? And he like, nah, we gotta go right now, cause my thing's about to leave. And I'm like, god damn, all right, bet. You know what? I don't know where I'm gonna find you at, so I'm gonna have to leave this
Yeah.
thing here, fam. Went for the thing there. He done his thing. And yeah, there that I was, fam, just staring out the roof, fam. I didn't tell the people this, fam. But I was just there staring out the roof. Like I could have been a fucking nice looking house slash mansion slash setting.
Yeah.
Doing a madness right now, fam.
Yeah,
And if
yeah,
these
yeah.
men had listened to me, fam, they could be with me here right now doing
Doing
a
your madness.
madness, fam. Because obviously, you know, like paintings hang with paintings and
Yeah,
paintings
yeah,
be
yeah,
around
yeah,
paintings, fam.
yeah.
And it's like she was there with like 4 or 5 bedrooms, fam. And it was like me, my cousin, and one of his
And her
housemates. The
brethren were
other,
ready
like
in
we
it.
get,
And her brethren were ready for you big time. Like, yeah.
bro,
Ready for
fam. If these men had listened to me, fam, we could have all ate premium that night, fam. Instead, one of us ate McDonald's while the rest of us were just laying there, just chilling, just waiting for the next adventure, fam.
That's the thing, innit? That's the thing. You gotta be willing to not break the rules, but think outside the box, as they say. You know what I mean? And be like, yo, alright, listen, you
Mm.
man. We can all eat premium right now, or everybody can do what they doing, and it's gonna be a fucked up situation. Let's all just eat premium for like everybody forget everything and just eat premium right now. You know what I mean? Like, but it
I
very rare.
tried that, fam. I tried that, fam. Because these men, what I realized about them, man, is like, You ever heard the saying, "Oh yeah, any hole's a goal," fam?
Right.
Yeah, them man that I was with there, yeah, they were them man, fam. And I'm trying to bring in all this. Oh yeah, now we could be hitting top quality, top notch girl. They're like, listen, that girl there got our coochie, fam. I bet, fam. That's all that matters. She got that. Yeah, we lit, fam.
Yeah,
And then your
yeah,
boy gonna tell me, listen, man, I've already made arrangements. I'm already out here, fam. I don't
Jesus
know.
Christ. Whatever you do, that's what like I know what I'm doing already, bro. I don't know what to tell you, fam. Like, yeah. He talking to you like that,
You're
innit?
like,
Talking to you like a label exec in it,
man, talking
listen,
like he
whatever
didn't
fuck shit you was
already
trying to
spent the
do, like, it
piece,
don't even
fam.
matter, bro.
Oh yeah, because he didn't already spent the piece, fam.
Like a label exec in it.
Oh my gosh. I never thought of it like that, fam. But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
nah, I remember being out there, yeah. There was one night where I got the concept for Paradise, the song Paradise.
Right.
I miss being out there just like watching. Everyone was doing their thing because like, it was like me, my cousin, and two of his housemates. And everyone was just like in the club, fam.
Right.
And for once in my whole life, I was the Travis figure, fam. Oh,
I swear
you
to.
want shots? Oh, you want shots? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright,
Come
hold
see,
on.
man,
Air
fam. Don't
horns for
worry, fam.
Travis as well, though. Air horns for Trev,
Mm-hmm.
though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
that nigga. I was that nigga for a couple nights, fam.
Right.
And I started to realize, like, raw, fam. That's all. That's all that. Because obviously, I'm just watching all these interactions. It's like there just needs to be some liquor there. Somebody that's facilitating that liquor to be like, oh yeah, now don't worry, it's not gonna run out. And people fucking
And the
go
energy will do what
mad,
the energy do,
fam.
innit? The energy will
Bro,
do what the energy do.
fam,
Yeah.
people will lose their fucking minds, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you, fam, you see girls just twerking every all kind of places,
Nah,
bro.
going mad,
You,
bro. Going
bro, it's
insane, fam.
mad, fam. And
Yeah,
what
going
the
mad, bro.
fuck? And you know what the illest part about that whole thing was? When I
Uh,
got back home the next day, woke up, yeah, I'd only spend like 2 bills, fam.
Trev,
And like
innit?
2 bills, bro, like 2 bills sound like, oh yeah, bro, that's a lot. But like, it was me and like two other, three other niggas and like a whole host of just random gal from anywhere just popping up. Oh yeah, shot. Oh yeah, shot. I'm like, oh, I bet you want a shot. Come here, come here,
Run it.
come
Yeah, run it.
here.
Whatever you want, bitch. Like, yeah.
Yeah. But then that's all different stories. That's all linked into the one story that I was gonna say that I was saying before. The girl that we saw at the market, fam. Me, my cousin, and one of his housemates who was just walking, we was trying to find something to cook after one of them crazy nights, fam.
Is this UK?
No, no, this is in Cape Town, fam.
Okay,
In
okay.
fact, no, this is in what do they call it? Rondebosch, Rondebosch. It's a little
Oh,
area, fam. It's real nice, fam. It's where the students live and shit.
right.
But we walking through one of them little open markets and shit. Yeah, I'm saying, and fam, I swear down, fam. Do you know, like in the movies when like shit is happening all in slow mo around, but then like
Right.
two people are just looking at each other and they're just like in normal times and just like giggly
Like,
and
rough
shit.
shit. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All that fun. It was all that fun.
Right.
To this day, fam. One day I'm gonna find her, fam. That's why I was saying I'm pretty sure I had already met my wife beforehand, fam. I'm pretty
Yeah, nah,
sure,
you
fam.
know what it is, isn't it? Set in motion. You get what I mean? You know what I mean?
That one, fam. We already done looked at each other and seen each other's eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's already
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying?
Will was
Them,
like,
fam.
listen, I'll see you in a few years, in it. Like, you know what it is. I'll see you in a few
Yeah,
years'
yeah.
time.
I'm gonna be back when I got my shit together for real.
Oh shit! All right, let me play some of these voice notes in there.
Nah, I believe in iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? So we've got to have these discussions. We've got to have disagreements. You know, and different understandings. You know, because as I said to you, something what you've been taught throughout for maybe for years. Anyone can just come and tell you something different, and you can just jump to it. You know what I mean? So you just got to do your research, and throughout your experiences, when you grow, you're getting older, you'll see. You know.
Hey, man. Or should I say Abun
Now,
Ra?
to be honest, with me, I'm not really a chatter. When it comes to work, I'm working, so I'm focusing it. But only certain people talk to. But the main thing with me, I don't have back and forth debates with people. I just get to my point and my facts and keep it moving. You know, so in that sense, you got it a bit wrong. But relating to the pain, yeah, mate, pain, man, definitely. Not pain. When I say pain, yeah, when I see a lot of my people moving backward.
Nah, you seem like
Nah,
an
we out
introvert.
here because we programmed. You know what I mean? It's
Nah,
not there's not a whole heap that we can do about being programmed. You know what I'm saying? All we
we
can
hear
do is
you.
just be cognizant of the fact that we've been programmed and try and keep moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, legit, legit, legit.
Because otherwise we ain't gonna never move and we gonna be stuck on this. Oh yeah, nah, this was because you know the illest part about that whole like blame game. Ah, this is all this person's fault, and all this is this person's fault. Nah, 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 nah. It removes the agency from the quote unquote victim, because the victim is very capable of doing something for their situation. I know sometimes it seems like it's not, and they're not, but like, man, there's nothing that the Most High would send you down here to deal with that He didn't give you the equipment to deal with. And
And you
that's
know
the
what's
kind of
funny?
Most High that we're dealing with, fam. We're
You know what's
dealing
funny
with like,
now
mm,
is like what you're saying. Somebody could easily dismiss that and just say that's victim blaming. Isn't that mad?
mm,
Like that you've got a whole point that means something, but someone could just be like, "Oh no, that's victim blaming," and then dismiss everything this nigga say for fuck what you say from. Like, it don't matter.
hey, listen, and the beauty of this thing is you don't gotta really hear what I'm saying or listen to what I'm saying or take in what I'm saying. Even if it's the truth, even if it's not. The beauty of it is that you can decide for yourself.
For
But
real.
then the fucked up part is you can decide for yourself.
For real.
So you could bump into the truth and be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's actually the truth, and that's legit the truth. But then something in your programming, in your psyche from before tells you, nah, that's a lie, that's not true, that's not true. And so now you're doing what they call throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And that's okay too, because that's your choice. You get to choose. That's the whole thing
I
of this thing, like it's
well,
choice.
the track that we
Uh,
did when you got to Wolves last, when you and Mags was hearing it, that's okay.
uh,
It's like with everything
that's
I've realized, it's
okay,
like that's okay. That's
isn't
okay.
it?
Like that's okay.
Man,
It's
because
fine. It's okay.
I got tired of battling motherfuckers and trying to like get my point across and shit. I just say what I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, that, all right, yeah, you're right. I'm pretty sure you're right in the
Yeah.
sense. But I'm trying to say, in fact, I don't even be like I'm trying to say no more. I'm oh, yeah, no, you know what? Yeah, maybe you got a point.
Like you got it
You
in
know
it.
what?
Whatever
Maybe.
you say, you got it, bro. Like whatever.
Yeah, but I try to do it in a less like, you got it kind of way. I try to do it in a kind of more like, okay, I get what you're
Right,
saying, but I
right,
don't
right.
think you get what I'm saying. And because I
Right.
don't think you get what I'm saying, I'm gonna explain no further, fam. Because
Yeah,
I've
it's
said
cool.
it the simplest I can say it, and one day you're gonna
If you
get it.
don't get this, then it's just fine. It's fine. Like,
One day you're gonna get it, or you won't, which is cool. But
yeah,
I've said what I'm saying, and
yeah,
yeah, I'm not really into the one for the confrontation and the arguing and all that shit. It's not really my thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that I'm not like I don't know. It seems like in this day and age, if you're not like willing to pick and fight every single battle that comes across, and you're not like the warrior type. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like if I'm not willing to be like, oh yeah, nah, that was fucked up the way the ice cream guy rolled across the street from me. Yeah, that was fucked up. The way that the goddamn bus driver looked at me in the eyes and closed the doors and drove. Like if I'm not willing to do all that, then I'm just not like the warrior type in this day and age. But man, I feel like there's certain things that I just won't stand, fam. All the
mm,
other bullshit to me is other bullshit, fam. But there's
mm.
just certain things that I just won't. I'm not gonna have it, fam.
Right,
And
right.
that's what I'll fight for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the shit that's worth fighting for. Like,
Yeah. And I
mm,
feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe it's just me being me. But like I feel like a real man. Because if I say real, then it makes it sound all like, ooh yeah, nah, these guys thing, and then these guys are not really. But it's like I feel like you need to have some semblance of control over your like mental processes if you're gonna be a warrior. Do you know what I mean? Because like you could be a warrior, right? And you in your village camp or whatever, and it's like 10 minutes to dawn, and then you hear some sound coming, so you just throw a spear, boom.
mm,
But then it's one of your kids that just want to go and take a piss at fucking 10 minutes to dawn, fam.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That
yeah,
like you need like that other wariness. Of course, you need to know like and to be alert of like all the movements that happening and all the bullshit that's happening and or how it could all unfold and be bullshit. But then you also have to actually have the eye to be like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, that's not even a fucking wild pig. That's just a kid in the bushes taking a shit at fucking 10 to dawn.
yeah. It's fine. Like, there's no problem.
You know what I mean? There's no danger there. This just a guy walking past he holding fish that he gonna bring for his killed children at breakfast. You know what I mean? You gotta like still have that part. I feel like we're very trained into the other part, like oh danger, oh yeah, movement, oh yeah, boom, that shit. Hey, that leaf moved, shoot it, yeah, hey,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that fam. But we don't have like the other part of being like, oh, okay, a leaf moved over there, I heard it. You know what? Maybe that might be a guy. Let me step back for a second and prepare my shit. You know what I'm saying? Click, clack. Ah, it turns out it's just a guy walking out of the bushes.
yeah, yeah. It's like it's
I
nothing
could
to
have
be alarmed
shot that
about.
bush a million times, fam.
Yeah,
Thank God I waited until that motherfucker walked out of the bushes so I could see it's just a guy walking out of the bushes, fam.
it's just the guy walking out the bushes, isn't it? It's nothing more than that.
But the whole goddamn system, the whole media, all this shit from social media, it's a built on that. thing of creating that like suspense of like, oh, something might jump out at you any minute. Ooh, you better be careful. Ooh, motherfuckers. Every time you get on a plane to go on holiday, that shit might blow up. Ooh, you better be scared.
That suspense, like you said, isn't it? Yeah.
And you know what that shit does? It clouds the thinking process. Because you stop thinking like I'll say in a long-term sense. You start thinking more like, what's going to happen to me right now in this environment right now while I'm in this plane, train, bus with this geezer that got a big-ass rucksack and a big-ass beard and he covering his hair. Man, that could be me, fam. I could have a do-rag on and have my rucksack on with my work shit, my boots and shit, and I could just be sitting on the train traveling to go to work, bruv. And somebody gonna be looking at me like, God damn, that's a guy that's got his hair covered, he got a big ass rucksack. I already don't trust him. And plus, on the same side, he's like brown. I don't trust him at all.
Yeah. And it could just be like that, innit? Like, it could just literally just be someone would just judge you off that alone and they would feel justified in that.
Bro, and it will be just like that, fam. The cops get called, and yeah, that's what it is, fam. Oh, yeah, you look shifty. The people called, and we came, and then that's what it is, fam.
That's just what it is. Nah, for real, man. Like, it's just like that. Let me play some more of these voice notes for a sec.
Meaning with having a victim mentality. It's not about having no victim mentality. If you keep referring yourself as a victim and blaming everyone and you know, you always that's what defeats. That's what makes me like burn inside. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. You can't say I'm a chatterbox. Nah, I only talk to certain people if you're talking sense. But if people chat is foolishness, I just keep it moving. I get to the point and keep it moving. But people do love to talk to me, if anything.
OG.
The reason why a lot of us speak English, because the way we've been programmed, it's the easiest thing for us to do, and this is all we know. But at the same time, if we was in a position when we had to learn a different language, we would do this, you know. As I said, put me anywhere within a year or two, I'll be speaking the language, you know. Influence, innit? The influence around me and the ways to survive. Eventually, I have to learn these languages. But for example, for me to learn a language, what's not going to make a difference in my life, I don't get it. It doesn't make no sense to me. You know what I mean? But I always teach my kids to learn different languages so they can travel all over the world and communicate with many people. So it's definitely a thing I wish I'd done earlier, if you understand.
Man, yeah, language is very important. OG, language is very important, fam. Trust me. Because, if you don't, you heard the saying, if you don't know where you're coming from, how can you know where you're going? Right? And that language is like, you see on a tree, there's always that one root that's the deepest, the very deepest. And that's the one that forms the connection. What we can only assume is the perception of the earth from that tree, right? Because your deepest root, the earliest thing that you remember, the most impactful thing that you remember in your earliest stages is the thing that pretty much like forms you. That's like the soil, the ground that like it grows you after that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's important. It's important even that you made that statement of saying that like even we now at this age, I don't know how old you are, OG, but I'd posit a guess to say that you like at least in your like early to mid 20s, right? And they say by that time you're supposed to not be able to learn things as easily or whatever. But the important point that you made there is that like we can do that. It's easy to learn a new language. You just have to put yourself in it. But as long as you don't have no reason to put yourself in it, like let's say for me, for instance, here, for the last maybe like 3, 4 years, I've been like intaking a few words of Spanish. I say I'm learning Spanish, quote, quote, but I'm not putting in as much effort as I could to learn it, right? But it's like even in that time, I've learned a few things. I learned a few like, oh yeah, and even me not knowing the language fully, I've learned that okay, there's certain patterns of like ding ding ding. If I hear a sentence in Spanish, I can kind of get the gist of like what they're trying to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? It does take some dedication, but it is possible now, despite the popular facts of saying, oh yeah, once you pass 21, you can't learn shit now because your brain's like done now learning, all that bullshit. That's not true. You
Nah,
can
for
put
real.
more operating systems into your computer, fam, and be able to see more of this shit. Because you know what the illest part is? All these quote unquote operating systems, these fragmented languages here, they all came from a one source. And at one point in all the religious texts, it talks about how those people that spoke one language across the world were developing so quickly that, you know what I mean, whoever it is that's at the top was like, this is a bit much. These men are going in a bit mad. Fam. I gotta like break down their shit and make sure that they don't really get each other so that they can't share this language or
Yeah.
knowledge
Yeah.
no more.
Yeah.
It's in there. It's in the Torah. It's in your Quran. I'm pretty sure. It's in your Bible. I'm very sure of that. It's in your what do they call it? All those little ancient, or all those. Oh gosh, I say little ancient religions. All those ancient religions, fam. They all say the
It's all
same
in there. It's
thing.
all an allegory in it. Like it's all in
It's
there.
inside there because the whole allegory is the fact that you're here right now, yeah. You're in your own personal hell. This is a warfare that you have to go through spiritually by yourself. This is why you're born by yourself and you die by yourself. You think by yourself. You have ideas by yourself. You conceive ideas. You bring all the shit into existence by yourself, fam. If it was any other way, we'd be all like born in threes and share a mind. But look,
Yeah.
even twins and triplets and quintuplets and sextuplets and octuplets, they're all different, fam. They all got different personalities, all got different minds. They all process shit differently. None of them think the same or be the same or are the same, fam. They can't, fam.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Sorry, I feel like I stole the ball from you there, Way. Let me pass it to
No,
you real
no, no,
quick.
no, no, no. It's good because you want to
Iniesta
play ball as
midfield,
well.
fam.
I like it, innit? But to be fair,
Yeah,
again,
Iniesta
we've got quite a
midfield,
few
fam.
voice notes in here. So we've got a new one from Max Julian. So we'll play that shit.
The OnlyMans podcast, episode 82, is
Yeah.
sponsored by Hungry Jack TV Dinners. This delectable serving size portion of meal can offer.
Alright, my nigga. Like, we can sponsor your shit, but you ain't gonna get no free sponsors off and shit. You know what I mean, my nigga? Like, come on, bro. Don't say it's sponsored by not run a check, fam. Run a check first, bro. Run a check. And then sponsored by, cool, innit? But run a check first, innit?
Man, people be in your life. Fuck a season. Motherfuckers be in your life like season on food. Here with digestion, nigga. They be here for the digestion period. Motherfuckers be in and out your life, man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reality to that too. Man, where people in your life for a season and then they not. And as much as it might fuck you up or whatever, like, that's just how it's supposed to be, innit? That's just how it's supposed to be. So, one of them. Run through these.
Relating to depression, as I said, depression is a good thing in some ways because sometimes you learn and be critical on yourself as well, you know what I mean? And that energy, you know what I mean, of feeling down, you just direct it into something to make you feel better, you know what I mean? You know? So there's nothing wrong with being depressed at times because you, as I said, you're a human being, you know what I mean? And you go through emotions, you know? It's not, you know, it's not about being emotionless. Emotionless. Yeah, man. As I said, I've been at the bottom, man. Worst places you could think, depressed. You know what I mean? But I'm here now. Always keep my composure. Always have a smile on my face. You know.
Yeah, no, we love that. We love that. I think that's the whole thing. I think, like, everything, whether mental health episodes, whatever it might be, like, everything serves a purpose in it. It's important to find the purpose in those things, because as fucked up as you might feel at any point in time, like, there's a purpose in, like, that's your spirit, your physical being telling you, I'm not all right, bro. We need to address some shit. You know what I mean? So, nah, I think everything serves a purpose, and as long as you can find the purpose in the shit, you can push through. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
I think it's pertinent that that's been brought up. You know what I mean? And it's like in this day and age, it's very easy. Like we were saying, you born on your own, you die on your own. When you born in the beginning, you know what you're supposed to do here. You know what it is, fam. You know what your mission is. You know exactly what you're supposed to
There's
do. You
no
know you're
doubt in it.
supposed to help.
There's
There's
zero
no
doubt in it.
doubt, fam. You know who's supposed to help. You know who's supposed to be in your court. You know all this shit. You know, fam. But then somehow, as you go through this bullshit, it keeps convincing you, oh yeah, nah, that what you knew, that's not it. It's this. Oh yeah, that color you was looking at and thinking it was green, nah, that's actually blue, my guy. Oh, that color you was looking at and thinking is, oh yeah, nah, that's actually this.
Yeah, for
It's
real.
like, but it has to be like that though, is what I've
Yeah,
realized.
yeah.
It
It has
has to
to.
be.
The universe
Because
only works one way, innit?
the universe only works one way, fam. What's the only way that a limitless being could be limited, fam?
By limits.
No. If they believe that they limited, fam. If they believe that because I'm black, I can't get these loans at the bank and I can't do this and I can't do that. Because I'm from Africa, I can't have my own manufacturing plants and I can't do this and I can't do that. Because I'm from Asia, I can't, like, just be in the neighborhood where the people don't think I'm a blow they shit up. Oh, because I'm Chinese, I can't just be someplace and think, oh yeah, I bet these people ain't thinking about how I eat rice or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the shit, the stereotypical shit, man. It's like,
Yeah.
without that, all these groups don't be who they are. Because otherwise, we'd all be eating the same sloppy oatmeal gruel that they eat on
It
the
would be
Matrix.
socialism in it. It's
Nebuchadnezzar.
socialism in
Yeah,
it, right?
it would be exactly that, fam. But even more fucked up, yeah, it would be the exact same experience for everyone. So there'd be no point for the Most High, the the greatest creational force that there is, to even be here in the first place. If all this shit is the same, why he gotta be here? Because there's nothing to see here. It's all the same. It just keeps clicking on the same, the same, the same.
Yeah.
Millennium after millennium after millennium. It just keeps being the same. You know what makes us not uninteresting to the Most High? We go through all these ages. We got the Stone Age, and motherfuckers was running around like sharpening stones so they could like cut animals and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
get to like the advanced Stone Age where they're making tools and these spears and arrows and knives and making fires and you get to the Bronze Ages and they're starting to make armors and all this other shit and all these more advanced weapons and you get to like now we haven't done anything more than those people did in like those beginning years when they made the wheel, the fire, the you know what I'm saying, when they discovered all that. We haven't done anything more than that. We've just
Yeah.
been, oh hey, a wheel could be a little rounder. Ah, boom, that's much better.
Yeah.
Oh hey, uh, the ground could be a bit more flat. Boom, we did it now. It's it's uh it's it's difficult
And
to look at, let alone live in.
yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But we have to live in this shit. So think about have some compassion and some mercy for the mind that has to come up in this shit. Even when we did have to come up in that shit, because we have to have some compassion and some mercy for our own selves. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we didn't ask for any of this shit. We were just in this shit, and then all of a sudden we're in this shit. I don't know. Yeah,
Nah, I hear you, man. I hear
I
you.
feel like I went a bit off, and then I went a bit off
Nah, it's
topic a
good
little
because
bit
I've
as
been
well.
going
You
off,
know
so
what
it's good
I'm
that you going off as well. I mean, let me play the voice notes and shit though.
saying?
Man, you never supposed to rush your swagger back. Whenever you're in a rut,
Amen.
ride it out. Because if you rush your swagger back, it's not you're gonna be in a shell of yourself. You know.
Nah, he
Amen.
right,
I
fam. He
agree.
absolutely right,
I
fam.
very
Nah, he absolutely right, fam. Yeah, for
I
real. Like
highly agree.
you gotta ride out the energy of your own shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
nah, for real, man.
But what if it's not your own shit and it's other people's shit? Like this is the thing that I was wanting to say about karma before, yeah, because I feel like it's a little known or understood fact here that all this shit works by rules, fam. And like sometimes I've observed several scenarios that I've been in where it's like, okay, I can definitely see that this is me right now sacrificing my energy for this, but it's because maybe I don't know, I want the best for this other person, or like I'm trying to like do this other thing for someone else or whatever. It's like
Right,
I can see how the energy is being moved around from out of me and into these other things. Do you know what I mean?
right.
Does that make sense?
Nah, I hear that. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
And goddamn, I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah. get moved around.
I'll play the voice notes in a minute.
Yes, brothers.
Yeah, please.
Nah, I'm way past my 20s. Put it this way, my daughter, my oldest daughter is 15. So do your calculations.
Nah, so you must have did it.
Everything, you know, it's with me. I live for my kids now, so it's all about, like, I've lived my life majority. You know what I mean? So it's all about
basics.
me teaching my youths. You know what I mean? I got 3 youths, 2 boys, 1 girl. You know, and they're holding a legacy for me when I'm gone. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a spin chicken anymore.
Hey, fam. Oh, why my buttons ain't working? Fuck is you talking about? What the fuck? Nah, that's annoying.
Bro, come on, bro.
Wait. I'm gonna make them work. Right now. Allow it, man. Let me push the buttons, fam. What do you mean?
It's not running. Yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah. Goddamn. That was annoying.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, no. It's oh, we have the new listener, then we did it.
Dang it, bro.
It's that's the saying, we had the new listener and then we did it. Then
Nah, they be popping in
there and
and out.
back to it.
They be
Yeah.
popping in and out, you know what I mean?
Oh no, we ain't worried about the fucking and the not ones, fam. We were worried about the ones that be trying to tap in and be trying to say something, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, legit.
Mm.
Yeah, now the real people, man, who who give a fuck enough to give their energy to talk, you know what I mean, to leave voice notes you could be anywhere in the world and you choose to be here with us, you know what I mean? It's like that sort of shit.
That one, fam.
Yeah,
And here you are, fam.
And here you are.
Busy sharing these ignorant moments, fam. Yeah, I mean,
like that, for real.
but nah, it's that's the thing, man. Like, I don't. Again, this whole thing is chess, bro. It's just a game of chess.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like we're looking like at any frame of moment. Yeah, you could look at yourself as the victim of said frame.
Right.
But then at the same time, you also have still the agency to maneuver out of said frame. You still have the ability to make a move that maybe in 1, 2, 3 moves is not going to bust you. You still might be in the same, like, similar type position. But, like, in 3 moves' time, you'll be out of there and you'll be the one that are putting man in the tight position.
Nah, for real.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's built like that, fam. So you wanna just like lead motherfuckers and never know what it's like to be led, fam.
Mm.
How's that gonna work out for you? Okay, fine. You just go lead motherfuckers and you never even had the experience of being somebody that's led, fam. You bestowed the title at like 18 years old, fam.
Yeah.
How good of a leader are you gonna be, really?
How old was Huey, fam?
You might. Huey P. Newton.
How old
They
was
were
he, fam?
young, fam. Oh, they were young, like 20s, early 20s, 21, 22, something, 19, 20. Young, fam. Right?
Right.
Yeah. Unless I'm trying shit. Please correct me.
No.
They were young, right?
Yeah.
But it's like even those guys, yeah, we go back to, you know, all them guys that were even taken away before their prime even began. Do you know what I mean? If I'm talking about the Fred Hamptons and shit, it's like the kind of understanding that he had at like 20 years old, 21 years old, to
Yeah.
galvanize near enough the whole nation.
Yeah,
It's
for
like, what would he have done given the time and the chance and the understanding to reach that level of like, oh, I'm a 28-year-old guy that leads this shit. What other steps would he have taken in that interim even before he got to 28? That's just 7 years. It's a minor 7 years. It's small.
yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
21 to 28. But the
Not a long time
amount
when you
of
think about it.
growing,
A long time, fam.
it's not really that much that time. But then it is a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like in that 7 years, there could have been so much growing that would have put man in the. Do you know what I mean? Even
Yeah, bro.
even
Because
even
it's like
Malcolm,
if the
fam.
judge put
I
7 on
mean,
you,
not
like Jack
Malcolm,
Wilshere and
Martin.
shit, like it's a
In it,
long time, innit?
it's like even Martin, fam. You see the reason why they killed this, he killed him, fam, is because yeah, he was about to basically yeah, he was like this is a bit long just talking to black people and trying to like to show these men like how deep it is. I'm gonna like talk to all the white people as well, bro. Because
Yeah,
as much as y'all don't like us, we the same, bro. Y'all still live in the housing projects like we do. Y'all still are next door neighbors. We still go to the same supermarkets and the same shops and the this, that, and it's still the same shit, bro.
no,
So
for real.
I'm gonna speak to them, and you know what happened? As soon as they started making those plans to be like, oh yeah, next week we're
Blew
gonna
that
be
nigga head
speaking to
off,
them,
fam.
man, popped his whole top off them.
Yeah,
That's say that's that same weekend when he was about to do that shit. They said, you know what? Yeah, nah, we
run
heard
it.
about my man wanting to do this, and that. Yeah, nah, lock his shit, bruv. Lock his shit, bruv.
Run it. Yeah,
Get
run
him
that
out of here,
operation.
fam. Yeah, one time, fam. And it's like it goes to the fact that I'm making is like one person, fam. One person could have that change of heart to be like, you know what? Yeah, this is bullshit, bruv. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go down to B&Q here and I'm gonna lay down some soil in my back garden so that like fucking I can grow some shit, bro. Have me some potatoes for like a half a season, two seasons or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Have me some onions that are just there growing, bro, on the little hanging more baskets, fam. But then I wouldn't need to go to the supermarket and I wouldn't need to perpetuate this dunya.
No, for
I
real.
wouldn't need to go and keep doing all this other shit to keep perpetuating the dunya. That's where we're stuck at, fam.
That's
Because
where
we're
we
so
stuck. Yeah,
dependent on the bullshit that we
yeah,
don't realize that it's bullshit. You know what I mean? We're so dependent on, oh man, my car needs to like have petrol so I can go to work and like do all the stuff. But like the majority of people that are in works, whatever jobs that they're in, they fucking hate that shit, bro. They
yeah,
don't
for
like
real,
that shit, bro.
for
They
real.
don't. They just do that shit because obviously the mortgage gotta get paid, the bills gotta get paid, whatever. But the majority of the time, they fucking hate that shit, bro.
Yeah,
You're just there, fam, and your spirit is getting more and more crushed and more crushed. And it's like it makes it seem as if one person can't make a difference, but one person can make a difference. One person can actually make a difference. And then imagine if it's 100 people that are
yeah. Each
doing
making a difference in
things
it.
to make a difference and not to get the recognition to be like, oh, I made a difference, but to actually just like change shit.
Yeah,
Because like our leaders, they now have recognition for doing the shit that they did. But think about the hundreds of people that came before them that were doing the
All the
same shit.
nameless people in it. All the nameless
people, all the nameless, even more fearless than them man people that came and said, yo, we gotta change shit, bro.
Yeah.
And every single time one of them man came, got locked down, fam, head gone, fam.
Yeah.
And another one will step in and say, yeah, he just got his head chopped off. But what basically you were saying is, head gone again, fam. It's
legit.
It wasn't just because like, oh yeah, Martin came and Malcolm came and Elijah Muhammad came and Farrakhan came and what's the other lady, Rosa Parks came and Harriet Tubman came and blood. It was thousands of much more people than that, fam. Even for Harriet Tubman to have a like railway or whatever, like a underground railway thing, it had to be thousands of people on bare different farms that were all included in that shit. White, black, all that shit, bro. It like there's once you start to deep how deep it is, fam. It's not a black white people thing, bro. It's a spirit business, fam. This is a spiritual warfare we're fighting, bro. And if you really deep it, there's of course the enemy will send decoys, fam. But then you gotta understand there's a reason why they send decoys that look like that, bro. Because in with that decoys that look like that, those are our people too, bro. But we're fighting something that's much further than just this physical thing that we're in right now, fam. We're fighting for the freedom of our minds and our spirits, fam. Our bodies is free in this world, quote, quote. We can go around and we can, like, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? An alcoholic can drink alcohol, a fucking weed guy can smoke weed, a goddamn heroin guy can do heroin all day, crack guy crack all day, whatever, fam. Like, all the options are open to you as a human being, fam.
Yeah.
It's like the shit that we're fighting is that limit of self that says, okay, fine, yeah, I could be able to do a little bit of crack every once in a while. But I got, you know what I mean? Could be able to have like a drink every once. Have a limit. Nowhere.
Will's reconnecting.
And it's like, it's just like that, fam. We look at the limits, especially like the bodily limits. Like, okay, fine, I can smoke a couple of tokes and then I'll like back off this. We look at that shit and think it's non-consequential, but like, that's part of the warfare that's happening. That's part of the spiritual warfare. For me, I can always tell when it's happening because it's always after I've had like one beer, and now I can hear all the bullshit like, hey, nah, you can have another beer, you'll be alright.
Right.
And I'll have another beer and I'll be alright. And you can have another beer. I'm pretty sure you'll be alright. Yeah. And it used to be a time where I'd be like, you know what? You say I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be alright too. But now I've reached the point where I'm like, man, I can't be listening to you no more like that, fam. I can't be hearing you being like, I'm pretty sure we'll be alright, fam. Because I got work tomorrow in the morning, you know what I'm saying?
I've got responsibilities.
You know what I mean? So like what I'm going to do is leave you with your alright or be alright ass over there, fam. Stupid ass decision. I'm gonna go there to where the bed is at, fam. Boom, sleep, fam. But yeah, it took time. It took learning, and
And
it's
it
still
always will.
obviously,
It's continual
yeah,
learning, isn't it?
yeah. It's still like, yeah, it's still like a discipline. You know what I mean? To like uphold or whatever. But yeah, I can start to recognize myself in a sense,
Right, right.
and I think that's what this whole thing is. I think that's what this whole matrix thing is. It's just like self recognition. The more you recognize self, the more aligned you will be. The less you
Yeah,
recognize self, the less aligned you will be, the more distorted you will be. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I definitely went off topic a lot, fam. I don't, yeah. I don't
no,
remember
it's
how we
fine. It's
got here.
fine. It's fine.
It's the Magnums, fam. I ain't even think they could hit that hard, fam, but they hit, man.
But they hitting it. Like that's the thing. What they do hit. You know what I mean? But now, yeah, man,
Maybe.
I completely understand. Like, I think the whole thing is about getting in tune with self, innit? Like getting in tune with true self, and true self is like a mirage now in it, because what is true self after all this conditioning, after learning these languages, after all the shit that we've endured? What is true self? You know what I mean? And
You
it's
know
like,
what's really fucked up? I've been thinking about this for like
right,
at least the last like week or so. It's like, man, I used to be. It's that thing of like I used to be so this, and I used to be so that, and I used to be like I used to like laugh all the time, and I used to like music every day, like it was hotcakes, and I'd make like 5 tracks in a day, and then I like draw a picture of like a pretty lady in a nice dress or some shit, like and I'd write a poem about some fucking cold ass human shit or whatever. But then it's like, yeah, it's part of the evolution. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's part of the growth. You know, it's part of like me getting to know me, as it were. I wouldn't know me if I never did all the shit that I did before, because then I wouldn't know how deep I could go from and how much deeper I could go. Do you know what I mean? I'd just always be
after,
me, fam.
and you wouldn't know. You know what I
So,
mean?
yeah, exactly. And I would never even know like how deep me actually is, even just me being me now. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's a beauty in all this shit, fam. It's as ugly as it gets, fam, and it's fucking torment. What's the word? Tormentous, torment. I don't know. As tormenting as it
Tumultuous,
might be,
tumultuous.
tumultuous. That's the one. God damn. As tumultuous as it might be, it's like it's the same as looking a rose bush from the ground up. Yeah, if you look from the ground up, you definitely gonna see all the roses on the stalk and all the branches going this way and twisting with each other and fucking it's all just kill or be killed, it looks like. You know what I mean? Everybody got fucking blades and sharp points and thorns and shit. But then you look at the top of it, it's like it's pink flowers, red flowers, white flowers, yellow flowers. It's fucking beautiful. Look at this motherfuckers. That's just
No,
our
for real.
life, fam. And for the most part, we don't take time to appreciate the the flower pot. And when the flower pot does happen, we kind of look at it as if it's like a fluke. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, nah, them flowers don't be really happening for me like that. They just kind of happen from time to time for everybody. But it's like, no, all those flowers are yours, man.
Yeah,
You can make those flowers happen for you anytime. You just gotta accept that those flowers will be flowering for you. And if you don't accept that they're flowering for you, shit, they're gonna flower for somebody else. That's for sure.
Legit.
They're gonna be out there, and I had that idea 5 years ago. Yeah, somebody's a millionaire from that shit today, fam. We've all been through that shit. I had that idea a couple of years ago, putting the toilet paper so that I dispense correctly.
Nah, was disconnected, man. Fuck's sake. Yo. Yo.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah. I'm back now. I don't know
Sorry,
what
you cut
happened just
out
now.
completely just then, fam. You cut out completely just then.
Yeah, I figured that when I didn't hear anything back, I was like, yeah, when I didn't hear anything back, I was like, we must have had cut out. I'ma just chill for a sec. I'ma just chill for a hot sec. I don't know what's happening. I'm sure we're gonna get back together again.
What were you saying though?
It's basically the basic gist of it was like it's easy to get lost in the source. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And forget that we are the source.
Nah, for real.
The basic gist of it is it's easy to get lost in the source, but we are the source. You yourself personally are it. Then
What I
what you
realised,
see
man.
around you is because of how you see around you.
Yeah. Now
Let me say
legit.
that one more time. What you see around you is because of how you see around you.
Nah, for real. For real.
Yeah. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what I was saying.
And it's like, yo, nothing really matters because really we're only matter. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, we are the matter, fam.
we are the matter. We are the
What's
matter.
the
Do you know what I mean?
matter? I am the matter.
Literally.
But then it's difficult to acknowledge something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's me, fam. I'm the one, fam. I can change shit around me. Yeah, my situation is fucked up right now, but it's because of the way that I've been going about things that's been fucked up. That's resulted in my fucked up way of looking at shit.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. Do you know what I mean?
It's a hard pill to swallow, as they say, innit?
hmm That one. What is that, a hard pill chew?
A hard pill to
Swallow.
swallow.
Amen. Amen. Because anything that's good for you usually in this realm is built so that it doesn't seem like it's so good for you. It doesn't feel like it's so good for you. It
But
doesn't
it
taste
is.
like it's so good for you. But it is, fam. It's literally built for your betterment. This is a university built for your schooling.
For real.
And like your schooling is it's dependent on more than just like, oh yeah, I went and got a degree or I went and got these grades or like whatever. It's like It's deeper than that, fam. It's about the experiences that you have while you're doing all that shit. You know what I mean?
Bro.
So yeah, you could be an A grade student, but you failed at life because you didn't partake, as it were, in life.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could be like a great life student, but you didn't partake in the other lessons that were being offered. You're gonna be back here again. We're gonna see each other again if we didn't get our shit correct. We're gonna be back here again, repeating the grade just like everyone else, fam.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause it's all about learning, fam. It's all about uh, being informed, and informed should imply everything that I'm saying. Informed, formed from the inside with
Yeah.
information.
For real.
Information, right? That data should form you from within. Information.
For real.
If it doesn't, then you're just gonna be back here again from until it does.
Until it does. And that's the
Yeah,
rules,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Infinity, fam. Everybody trying to live forever and shit. Like, nah, you already do, fam.
You already
What
do.
you do, yeah, you just live forever in the sense that, like, you just not as free as you want to be to do all the shit that you want to be, which
Yeah.
is part of the lesson also. Do you know what I mean? You gotta learn that too, fam. You can't just have everything all the time.
Yeah, for real. For real.
But anyways, Mbappe running down the wing, ball into the box, and he says, wait, I had one, and I know it would have crossed over, fam. Wakanda forever. Yeah, nah, that's the
Oh shit, he cut out again. Will cut out again, man. Fuck's sake. Come on, connection. Alright, I'm gonna get this shit to 11. And if you don't connect, I'm gonna just lock it off, bro. That's gonna be the end of the pod, innit? Like,
mine. Yep,
yo,
yep.
yo, I
You
can
can
hear
hear
you.
me.
Yeah,
Okay. Wait, what was the last thing you heard me say?
bro. I can't remember, fam. I can't remember, bro. Like, it cut
Alright,
out. I mean,
nah, okay. The last thing I said was Wakanda forever.
yeah,
And
yeah,
do you
yeah,
know
yeah.
that that movie has now, to this day, made at least 500 million in box offices, fam.
Oh shit.
Half a
Oh shit.
billy, fam. But then the other one did a mad thing, fam. It did like it did like near a trillion, fam. It did a fucking hundreds of billions, fam. So they're
Like,
saying that like this time, yeah. So basically, they're saying that this time it flopped in it,
right.
and I'm like, 500 million is a flop, fam.
That's mad, innit?
Ha- My brother,
But
I
if
think,
you put
I
2 billion
think.
into something, then it's a flop, innit?
Listen, they're not putting no 2 billion into making no shit like that, fam. Couple 100 million, that'll be that, fam. Half a bit, my friend. I think sometimes, yeah, now because we live in this day and age, yeah. we're really desensitized to numbers, fam.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wasn't it you that was telling me before that, like, oh, if I was a millionaire in like the 90s, yeah, nah, don't worry about all that. Yeah, man's a millionaire, fam. Be a millionaire now, fam. See how fast your shit run out, fam.
For real.
You can't live like that no more, fam.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? You need a couple 100 million on you to live that millionaire lifestyle that we was looking at them times there, fam. Sustainably.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's different now, fam. It's changed now, fam. It's like, shit.
Nah, you're right, man. It's just different now. Like you said, it's just a different thing now. You know what I mean? Where like
But
a
it's
million
just,
before isn't what it was now.
I mean, okay, so imagine a milli being a milli before, right? But then now imagine being a milli at the box office. As in like they sold in, because before how it used to work is like a movie will get made, it will go to the cinemas, and then the box office would like obviously collect however much, whatever monies it is, however many tickets they sold, what.
Yeah.
It's not like that no more, fam. The population even got bigger, fam. The amount of people that watch these films got bigger, fam. But the amount of money got less. Because now I can go to I won't bait the name, I can go to a website of some description and I can and I can stream that movie for free of charge, bro.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no monthly, this, that, just my internet service. As long as my internet service is lit, fam, they're just going to splash a bunch of images in my face, a bunch of ads. But I ain't going to see that shit. So it's different. So how are they still making hundreds of millions at the box office? Where box office? What box office?
Where
Bro,
from? Innit?
my cinema ain't had a queue since, or like any cinema that's near me, yeah, ain't had a queue since like Pirates of the Caribbean, fam. The last one,
Legit.
fam.
Legit.
So how are these men still making hundreds of millions, fam?
Fraud, bro.
Hey, man. Them Harvey Weinstein and them niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Them is there.
Mm.
And that's what it be, man. That's what it be. Do you get me? It's like these niggas is just really running money through some other shit to make it look like some shit. You know what I mean? And because people are conditioned, oh yeah, the movies and the cinema, like it's just a conditioning. It like no one will ever question that shit. Do you get what I mean? No one will ever question that.
Question? Man. Question. They barely got enough questions to ask themselves out of their own bullshit, fam. So they
Exactly.
gonna have questions to get all of us or all the rest of us out of our bullshit? Ah, man. Nobody does, fam.
For real. For real. Hold on.
Because
That's
that's
a
why it
voice
would
note.
take, fam.
One sec. One sec.
Right, me. It's called colonialism. The colonialism in the Americas were taken by Christian white people in the Americas. Yep. And who separated Africa? What kingdoms divided Africa? Oh, white Christian kingdoms. Yep.
Yeah, but you guys can't forget the influence that the Islamic religions
Yeah.
and denominations had on separating Africa too. Because I bump into a lot of African people that will say to me, "Oh yeah, nah, but we were Muslim before we were Christians." But it's like, yeah, but you guys were something before you guys were Muslims. Don't you
Yeah.
understand? You guys, like, their whole thing is based on the fact that like they've got concepts that they took from you that you understand deeply on a DNA level, and you took that shit because you thought it was the truth.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. It's like there's so many different influences in it. There's so many different. It's not
There's
just
so many.
one thing fits all. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like so many different things that
Listen,
implement and
if you
like in.
if you take the word religion back to its roots, yeah, like the Latin roots, it comes from a word that is, I think it's religare,
Right,
religare, something like that. But
right,
basically, this word means to bind. Religare, religare, to bind, right? But it's like religion, to bind something to something. What's the
right,
idgeon?
right,
Idgeon, like the ION and ISM, ism and ion, whatever, like those last like prefixes are, again, it's the same root. Do you know what I mean? It's like a belief system.
yeah, yeah,
So you're being bound to a way of perception or belief system. If you deep the words that are being used, Drizzy, you said this to me one time, I remember it from, and I'll never forget from. You said, don't worry about, oh, what was it exactly that you said for me? Ah, fam. But it made so much sense in the sense of like, if you remove certain conversations from the context that you're having them in,
yeah,
it reveals much more about what's being said.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's the same shit. We're talking about religion. We just be like religion, religion, religion. But then if you take it back to its basics, religare, and then you're talking about Idion or ism, that's a way
all
of
these
belief
different
or a
things in it.
belief
Yeah,
system.
yeah,
So you put those two meanings together to be bound to a religious system or way of thinking.
mm, mm,
And then you even take it back further still to the Gnostics who were saying that this person that the Abrahamic faiths are calling the God of gods is basically the opposite of that. And what he wants is to get us off the actual path, which, if we lived a natural, normal life, it would lead us to connection with the Most High, the Divine, anyways, because you have
yeah,
to interact with nature, you have to eat what nature offers, you have to be
yeah.
where nature's at, fam.
The universe only works
So
one
it
way.
would, yeah,
Yeah.
so it would only always lead you back to being with the real creator God. But this thing that they created has now separated us to now where we have materialism and we're talking about, oh yeah, my Lamborghini is better than your Volvo. But then we're still going to get to the same place. It might take me a little longer, but we're still going to get there. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna park my shit, the same way you park your shit. You gonna hop out of your shit, same way I hop out of my shit. Gonna walk into your house, same way I hop into my house. You gonna put your pajamas on like I do, put my pajamas on, or at least my sleeping outfit or whatever. And you gonna sleep just like me, fam.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we out here. Oh yeah, nah. The Muslims are the ones because Allah said, oh yeah, nah, the Christians are the ones because Jesus said, oh yeah, nah, the Jews are the ones because Moses had said, y'all niggas, y'all ain't even get it.
Don't have a clue in it. You're
God
missing the whole
damn.
point.
It's the same nigga they talking about in all them books. The same nigga. He sent a bunch of different niggas to go and speak to a bunch of different cultures and nations. Obviously, after they did the whole like breaking the Babylon Tower, making everyone confused or whatever. Yeah, he got sent a bunch of niggas to go ahead and speak to all the other different corners of the continent now, fam, and make sure that they with the program.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas, man. And I get it, man. We so full of hope, and we want like the best to happen, and we want like beautiful things to turn out. But we're forgetting we're the ones that make the beautiful shit turn out, fam. If you don't, if you don't water those seedlings, those roselings, they're not going to be roses. They're just going to be bushes
Yeah.
with ugly thorns hanging out. Them, bro.
And they're gonna
If
die
no
in
one
it.
looks after that shit, it's just gonna be fucking thorns there, fam. We the ones, fam. We always the ones, fam.
Yeah, for real. For real.
I feel like I'm the one that went off on the messy ones this time, fam.
Nah, you did a good run, fam. Like, and again, it's all truth in
Hmm.
it. It's all just
Yeah, I was. Wait.
speaking truth to
Oh,
power.
that ball didn't find its way through in it.
Now go on then, fam.
Wakanda forever. It didn't make it. God damn. God damn. Nah. Yeah, nah. I only had a couple of things, and I think we
Go on then.
kind of like spoke about them already.
What's that? Sorry.
You know, obviously the labels, the Wakanda thing, the Balenciaga thing came up again
That's
with
mad,
people
innit?
now being like, yeah, with people now being like, hey man, I'm burning all my Balenciagas. Y'all better not come around my kids with this shit now. But it's like, okay. So like a month later, now you guys are being like,
A month later, innit?
whoa, oh man.
A month later,
There
innit?
was a rapper. There was a rapper that was doing it, and I was like, "Man, you better goddamn quit with all that bullshit and like you ain't got insurance on all them trainers and all them things there. Yeah, you idiot, my youth. You think that we're idiots, man? You gonna spend 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 bags on clothes and you're gonna burn them? No, no, my friend, I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
I've
I was
seen how
born
this
in.
shit works.
I was
Yeah,
born in the morning, just not this morning, fam. You can't trick
yeah,
me in it.
yeah. Me, I don't even think I was born in the morning, fam. I think I was born in the afternoon, cousin. You man were late, fam. You morning guys, fam. I was born in the afternoon the day before, fam. Niggas talking about, oh yeah, nah, I'm gonna burn all my Balenciagas. Hey, you guys better make sure that, man, Skepta, our guy, fam. He came out and said, man, all these bands are buying all this real designer, what, yeah, yeah, idiot, my youth. Yeah,
For real.
yeah, real life idiot, fam. Because I don't. This is his words. I don't. He posted a picture of like a fake Gucci cap, and he was like, "Gucci's never gonna make a cap that look like this, fam. They never
Yeah, for
gonna
real.
make a cap that look this good, fam. It's fake from the market, bro." And he
Yeah,
was
fam.
like, "Yeah, I've been doing this for years, fam. Years, man.
And that's the thing, innit?
We
And
live
that's
in
the
the
thing.
matrix."
Like, anything that you make fashion is fashion. Anything you
Mm,
make cool is cool. You know what I mean? Like, there's
that's
no.
it.
Once it's cool, it don't matter what it is. Like, people will wear anything once it's cool. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, once one cool nigga wear that shit, it's over
another
with,
cool.
fam. That shit is cool. That shit was cool than the Antarctic, fam. That shit, yeah, that shit is lit, fam.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Yeah, that's one of them, fam. I just think the Matrix is so deeply entrenched and so Because I'm starting to formulate a new theory about what it is that we're in, friend,
Right.
my
Right.
friend. And I'm starting to realize that the previous civilizations that were before us, oh yeah, nah, they were on some other type shit, bro.
They were on like
They were much further than we were, fam. There's a video
right.
that I came across today, and it was talking about there's something that they found, like some kind of like a remains or something, like some kind of like fucked up ground that they found.
Right.
That is like remains of some kind of like a nuclear reactor or something like that. But the shit
Oh.
is like 2 billion years old, cuz.
Oh shit.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. There's some other shit that was happening here before whoever it is that's running shit now got here, and they were like, oh shit, these man are doing some ill shit, man. I feel like if we can like steal some of this knowledge from them and make sure some of them don't know it and reintroduce it to them slowly, we could be their gods, fam.
For real.
And now look, all this bunch of shit, they're still trying to figure out how them niggas built the pyramids and what all these cathedrals and shit. And it's like, yeah, of course y'all niggas can't figure that shit out, fam. Cause you're still trying to approach this shit from a like, oh yeah, this gonna be mine type of scenario. So
Yeah.
them man were like, yeah, nah, this is for everyone. So of course you're not gonna figure it out. Cause you always gonna be blocking your mental space with how you can prosper off something or how you can win off
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Well, them
Yeah.
people were like, how can the whole society win off this? How can all of us not have to pay electric bills? How can all of us not have to pay housing bills and food bills and shit? That's what these other societies was on, fam. And they solved that first before they figured out how to blow each other up, fam.
Yeah. And that was the important thing, innit?
But here we are, still trying to figure out how to blow each other up and still trying to figure out how to feed each other at the same time. The juxtaposition of human beings.
Yeah, for real. Nah, for real, man. For real, man.
So, but that's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's like that's the thorns of the rose. It's like, how can I protect myself from these people that are trying to blow me up? But then at the same time, how can I blow them up as well? Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, nah,
Yeah.
fuck that. Human
Yeah.
nature, I suppose.
The
Human
juxtaposition
nature.
is like a God state, you know what I mean? Because you get to
Hmm.
choose, you know what I mean? Like the juxtaposition gives you options and you get to choose
That.
who you want to be, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And you take everything that comes with that.
It's yeah, we are here, fam. But really, we should be in.
You muted, fam. Muted, fam.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was saying we are here, but we should be in a fam.
Nah, for real. For real. You muted again, bro.
Yeah, of course, but my fault, my fault. I keep uh, I keep trying to move around.
Right.
Yeah, because I was trying to decide if I should break the rules of the crib. I ain't gonna break the rules of the crib. We don't smoke inside.
Gonna keep it all in place and shit.
Nah, yeah. But yeah, if I break the rules, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do it for everyone else, and then everyone else don't do that, and then you know what I'm saying? Fuck out that shit. And I can't even be mad at no one else and be like, oh yeah, y'all niggas broke the rules or whatever, because I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you want to keep it all kosher and that, like.
So I gotta step outside and shit. I gotta step outside and shit.
It's
I
alright, man.
know,
It's all
man.
part and parcel, isn't it?
But nah, I think going back to the very original, the first point that you made, saying that how you didn't believe that karma was a thing, or at least not in the same way that we see it. I kind of understand what you mean, but then you gotta also understand that karma, much like the universe, works a certain way. Let's say if I'm in a group of people here, this is something I'm realizing also myself from just like observation. Man, if I'm in a group of people and I have an idea, let's say I don't know, for like for all intents and purposes, let's say that like somebody wanted to like smoke something at work or whatever, right? And I had this idea, like, I want to smoke something at work, right?
Right.
If I speak to each of my individual team members, and there's 4 of us, right? So there's 3 other niggas that gotta talk to and convince you. If I speak to all of them 3 niggas, and they're like, oh yeah, now we might as well smoke, shit, we lit, right? But then, if I speak to all them man, and they say, oh, yeah, nah, you smoke by yourself. It's like I gave those men the invitation to the karma of the decision that I'm making right now.
Right.
I gave those men the invitation to say, I'm going to smoke. I don't know if you're all going to smoke as well, but come, if you smoke, smoke. And a man could decide, you know what, yeah, I can see what's going to happen here. I'm going to smoke. I'm going to be fucked up. These men will be high. But we'll be in the workplace and I'll be quaffed and these men will be straight from. So I'm going to step back and say, you know what, I'm not going to smoke this time.
Right.
The other guy that does smoke, he's accepted the request, he's accepted the challenge, he's accepted the conditions of what happens when you smoke. So now, not only if I'm the guy that accepted the smoking, not only am I carrying my own karma, but I'm carrying the person that requested me to join them's karma too. So I'm lessening the burden of that shit. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it works. And if you think about it, like let's say on a bigger scale, right? We're talking about, oh yeah, I want to like get, I don't know, 10 million people killed or whatever, right?
Jeez.
That's like, how would I physically myself do that? Bro, it would take me years, bro. But if I wanted to do that like quick time, all I have to do is convince a couple 100,000 people. And now my karma burden is convincing 100,000 people to kill motherfuckers. It's not me killing 10 million people.
Yeah.
My karma burden is now getting in these niggas' minds, these 100,000 people's niggas' minds, and be like, oh yeah, you should kill them 10 million people. That's my burden now. It's not me killing them 10 million people. Although I am directly responsible for them 10 million people's deaths.
It's not you actually doing it. Like,
it's not me on the hook for the karma. You get what I'm saying? And that's how, like he was asking before, like how comes all these people don't get karma for this, that? That's how it works, because they got a bunch of other niggas to do that shit, and they spread that shit over like hundreds of thousands of people. So let's say if I did something that was supposed to get me knocked over by a car, right?
Right.
Like the karma was that I was supposed to get rinsed by a car doing like 100 miles an hour here. If I didn't convince other motherfuckers to partake in my bullshit, now we're all getting tapped by a car at 10 miles an hour.
You cut out, fam. You cut out, fam.
Shit. Am I back? Yeah. Yeah. Still gone. Yep.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Am I back? Okay, am I back?
Yeah.
I was saying, like I said, if I decide to kill 10 million people, that whole burden's on me. I just killed 10 million people. But like, if I can convince 1 million people to kill 100,000 people each, my burden's not even going to be half as big, fam. Because I just convinced. So now it's 100 million people divided by 1 million people who are separated from me. They're not even me, fam. It's not even my karma. I didn't even kill a single one of them niggas.
It's almost like spreading
But those
your debts.
people, exactly, because those people, there's a reason why those people understood how the shit works, bro. Like debt works the same way as the universe works, fam. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the people that have a deeper understanding of how these laws work are the ones that are out here doing this ill shit and carrying on all this madness because they know that it's not going to fall on them. But the only reason they know that it's not going to fall on them is because they people taught them. And they people before them taught them that this is how the system works. And you know the originators of this shit? The Africans. They say it's the Egyptians, but the Egyptians is the name that those people were given by the Greco-Romans.
Right.
Previously to that, they called themselves Al-Kibulan. Al-Kibulan. I've said this loads of times before this pod. I know I have. Al-Kibulan. The Greeks came and they said, "Oh yeah, nah, those the Ethiops." And you know what Ethiop means? Burnt-faced. And Ethiopia is the land of the burnt-faced. That's what literally it translates to. The land of the burnt-faced. Ethiopia.
Right.
But before that, it was Akibulan. And Lord knows what even that means now for me. You know what I mean? Because how could we ever know the shit been destroyed? Every culture that could have even had some kind of like a connection to that shit, they got destroyed, they got burnt, they got their villages burnt, their peoples got burnt, their kids and their elders and their children burned, fam.
Wipes out history.
So how could we ever know, fam? We can never know. As sad as it is.
Yeah, that's just the truth of it, man. That's just the truth, you know what I mean?
But yeah, I seem to remember you saying you wanted to run with something. I'm pretty sure we've only been going for like an hour or so.
Oh no! We've gone way too far past that point now. We can save that. That's not a problem, man. That's not a problem. What I wanted to ask you was like, with everything that you said, like, what would you say? And go as long as you want and stuff in it. But like, what would you say your definition of karma is?
See, I think karma is the debt that you incur upon yourself as a creator being, fam. Because as a creator being, especially if you're one of the creator beings that know that, like, I'm out here creating. If you do some ill shit, i.e., if you sow some ill seeds, you gon' you know what I'm saying, reap some ill seeds, fam.
Right.
And if you reap some kosher seeds, you're gonna be straight, fam. But then at the same time, I've come to the understanding that karma is actually passable. You can actually pass it on to other people via
Right.
their agreement.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
actually pass on your karma via people's agreement. And it's like, if you do some ill shit and you're in the vicinity of somebody and you, I don't know, somehow get them to be on board with the ill shit that you just did, now you're sharing the karma.
Right. Like an accomplice.
Understand? Yeah. Because it's just like the justice system, fam. If I help you commit a crime, I've helped you commit a crime, innit?
Mm.
And like, even if I know, and like the one thing I've realized is like the biggest crimes that we can commit in the karma justice cycle system, whatever it is the crimes that we commit against ourselves.
Right.
So like the things that we do against ourselves, even if I get away with it now, it's going to catch me. And
Right.
like every action that we make is either for or against ourselves, fam. So if I make an ill action, I'm bringing ill something towards me at some point. It might not be right there then in that
But at
very
some point.
moment, and it might not be even my kids' generation, but at some point in my DNA lineage, somebody's gonna reap that ill shit that I did, fam.
Right. Right.
Karma. Because again, I remember there's I can't remember exactly how many episodes again that before it was, but we were talking about how the DNA doesn't forget and
Mm.
the DNA keeps all that shit and it keeps all that memory and it keeps like repeating pretty much the same actions to get to near enough the same goals for it to like change a little bit and be like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, I don't want to do all that. Fam.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. It's like your DNA is always going to remember that decision that you made, whether to go and avenge something or not. The DNA will always remember that moment when you decide I'm gonna avenge this or I'm just gonna leave this alone. The DNA will always remember that moment.
Mm. Like deja
The
vu.
DNA will, yeah, that DNA will also subsequently remember the moment where you were born and you were scared and you didn't know what was happening. And there was just bright lights everywhere. And then like some stranger was like holding you and then they were like slapping you on the back and then they passed you to your margin and then everything's cool now.
Yeah.
Everything's alright now. I'm in the hands of somebody that I recognize. It's cool now.
I recognize this.
Karma. It's not that the baby did anything, but that baby already agreed to face all that shit that it's facing before it came to here, before it became baby Will. That had already decided, like, oh yeah, nah, in my lifetime, I'm gonna face such and such traumas. I'm gonna build these such and such barriers against me, and I'm gonna have to like fight over that, and then that will be like my trial in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I feel like I just keep going off and
Nah, it's good though, man, because you get into like the explanation of shit. Like, I think it's good
mm,
for thought, just people listening and stuff. It's good to intrigue thought. Do you get what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah. I was saying to these men before, like, fam, I remember a time when like my whole my whole existence was based on the fact that like I would just like think about shit like how like why is this like this and how comes this is like this and like oh we do this but like why is that and then like why do we do this in reaction to that and blah blah blah
yeah.
blah all that. I don't got time for that no more now, fam. I got work now, fam. You know what I'm saying? I got
Got shit to
goddamn
do.
12 hours of bullshit, fam. Ain't Ain't nobody coming to be like, don't worry about them 12 hours of bullshit, my friend. Here, hold this couple grand so you can pay the bills. Ain't nobody trying to do all that.
For real. For real.
Here's this little breathing space in your mental realm, fam, so you can like think about things. Nah, ain't nobody trying to do all that.
Nah, nobody's coming to save you, fam. You know what I mean? Nobody's coming to save you. Like, that's the deepest thing about it, innit? Like, you gotta save yourself. That's the whole point.
That's the whole thing. But you know, the thing is, how do you save yourself when you're trying to save everybody else?
Mm, mm, mm.
Is the question.
That's the question.
How do you save yourself when you're trying to save everybody else from? The logical answer is you can't, right? But then that
That's the
would make me
logical
like
answer.
everyone else, fam. That would make me like everyone else. I'd like move through this world just like everyone else. I'd be fucking heartless, fam. That's what I've noticed. There's like in this day and age, people talk about heart and having heart and heart and this, but they don't have one, fam.
Yeah.
They've got none, fam. Yeah, of course, when it comes to like, oh, I don't know, like your personal ego's been afflicted or whatever, now it's like, oh, yeah, now it's time to show heart or whatever. But it's like, really, truthfully, yeah, man, motherfuckers ain't got no heart, fam.
Yeah, it's a heartless world, man. 808 and heartbreak shit, you know what I mean?
So, my question to you, my friend, how do you do it, fam? How do you move through all this shit and like not like, I don't know, not like self-destruct or nothing like that, because obviously, you know, we kind of do that on a mini level. At
Yeah.
some point, we all kind of do that on some mini level. But it's like, how do you get through all the shit and still like keep reminding niggas like, yo, it's not that thing, fam. It's not that deep, fam. It's this. I don't know. I don't even know how to word it in the first place, fam. It's like we're also wrapped up in shit that we shouldn't. We've got no business in being wrapped up in this shit like we have, fam.
Yeah, for real. For real.
And now we're all blaming it on our human nature and shit. It's like that's crazy. That's like saying, "Oh, nature, it's all your fault that them trees are green." That's so gross of you. Nature, yeah, green trees, yeah, yeah. Silly.
Nah, for real.
It's like I don't know. Maybe I've been going off sometimes. Fam.
Nah, it's alright to go off, man. There's a lot of information in the go off, you know what I mean? There's a lot of information in that shit.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it's one of them. Fam. I think you know what I've realized about life is that. it's really, it's not. You see how people be like, oh, what you put in is what you get out. What you put in is what you get out. Yeah, to a certain extent. But it's like, if I'm putting in some evil shit, and again, I don't understand the laws of the universe, and I can make somebody else reap the karma of my shit, which is what most people do, and they don't realize because they don't really realize what they're in. They just know that, like, oh, if I push these buttons, then this happens, and then I'm
Yeah.
straight. You know what I mean? It's like if I if I'm able to like do some ill shit and let somebody else reap the karma of that shit, basically, it's like it does leave me in the same position of being like, well, how how are we all supposed to come up then? How are we all supposed to like live and shit? You know what I'm saying? How are we all supposed to survive and thrive and whatever? Because it's like it's me that's making all the sacrifices and doing all the actions and doing all the shit. I'm the one that's left picking up the pieces because I got so much heart that I don't want to see nobody going through no ill shit. But it's like, even your peoples, from your own peoples, it be your own people sometimes. They say that it be your own peoples, from, and you be like, God damn, I thought you'd like, you know what I'm saying? I thought you'd like get it from my perspective, things you wanted my peoples. But nah, it doesn't go like that.
Yeah, for real.
It never goes like that, fam. Because everybody's got their own personal whatever, whatever this thing is. Everybody got their own personal that thing going on, fam. And
Of
it's
how
like
they see it in it, like of how their perspective and how they view things and stuff like that.
you, they can't and you can't. As much as you try, as much as they try, they can't. You can't, fam. You just out here.
Yeah,
You you can try and see their perspective. You know what I mean? You can try and like legitimize it in your own head, like, oh, their perspective might be like this or whatever. But really, what it really is nobody can see outside of their own perspective. Fam.
yeah,
Even those gurus and all those guys that say they enlightened and shit, they're only seeing enlightenment through their own eyes, fam. So
yeah.
enlightenment might really look like kill off all the
Like,
Jews. Oh, hey, excuse me, sorry. I mean, hey, sorry. I mean, hey, man. I'm just spitballing. I ain't even realized what I was saying. I just said some shit, and then yeah. But it might really look like that. Pause. Hey, guys, chill out. I'm just making a point. I'm just making a point. I know y'all motherfuckers gonna be out here trying to cancel our shit. I'm just making a point. I'm just making a point. Yeah,
but like,
you really
yeah,
could be stuck in there and be like, oh yeah, nah, that's what we're supposed to do, and you might even teach the next generations and the generations after that, like, oh yeah, nah, this is what we about. We're supposed to be like out here, making sure everything's pure and clean, and everybody that isn't us is dead, and all that, and it's like, all right, but now you'll find yourself in the same bullshit. It's like, no one's open to anything. No one wants to hear anything. No one wants to listen to anything. Everybody thinks everything's bullshit. You know, well, yeah, for the majority of the time, it is bullshit. It's bullshit. Because we are here, fam. We're not even focused on the real shit no more, fam. We're focused on, oh yeah, like, my lawn is not as green as the next door neighbor's, So I should like do something. I should like talk to them and like see how comes their lawn so green. Boom. Alright, boom. You talk to them. And then they tell you, you know what it is? We like go to the crematorium and get like people remains, the ones that are not like fully like, burnt or whatever, and we crush them up and we slap them in the ground and then they all come out like nice and green and shit. That I wouldn't do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
It's like you don't realize what other people go through to have their shit the way that their shit is. And we go through this whole life just thinking, yeah, everybody doing the same shit to get the same shit, and everyone's the same, fam. But they're not, fam. There's some people out here that will, like, gladly, as much as they love their mums, they'll sacrifice them in an instant, fam. If it means them going up the rung in the ladder, fam. Today, fam. What you mean? What? My mum's God, that's today. Yeah, you know what? She gonna be right here. In fact, hold on. Let me send her a place where you can find her. I'll send her to the Beverly Hills Hotel so she can go to the spa or whatever on her last day. All that, fam. Yeah, it's niggas that think like that, fam.
Right.
As much as we don't, fam. Niggas that think like that. They're like shit. So if my fortune comes at the expense of me like not having a family member, yeah, fuck them niggas. Yeah, fuck them niggas. I ain't even was born with them niggas anyways, fam.
Yeah,
I was born on my own.
Yeah, yes, got all of that in it. Let me play his voice note. What's that?
Yeah, guys, it's not even that real anymore. Meaning, when you mentioned about people's more bothered about the neighbour's lawn and that bullshit, no, it's not even as simple as that. People are more focused on certain things on social media. People don't even know.
but
he's Instagram. On his Instagram, he looks like he's popping. He looks like he's got more than me. That's what it is. It's not even real. You know what I mean? There's people with filters and that on the face, and then you got people trying to match themselves how they look to the filter.
Yeah, but OG, this is what I mean, bro. For some people, that's their real life, fam. That's how they live, fam. We talking about all this shit because maybe I feel like you're a 90s baby, you know what I'm saying? So you obviously seen the genesis of this shit. But it's like kids that never saw the genesis of this shit, it's like this is just what it is, fam. They were just born and this shit was lit, fam. And this is what they do. This is how they talk to their friends and like build peer groups and all that shit. Like it's the same way that we did with like MSN and Bebo and MySpace and all that shit. It's like that's them, man, fam. Right now, like Driz was saying, that's them right now, fam. They doing Bebo, MSN, will do right now, fam. Because if you think about it, MSN was the first. Oh nah. Okay, MySpace was the first Facebook, but MySpace didn't take off for time, fam, until it did, and then everybody wanted to be on MySpace, and and yeah, I'm saying. And it's much the same way as like for us now. It's like, yeah, we got all this other shit now. Like we got like fucking, we got ways to, I guess, inject ourselves into culture, which is not new for us, but for them, man. Sorry, we got ways of injecting ourselves in culture which are new to us, but for them guys. I'm talking about like the people that are like my little brother's age, 15, 14, 16, them kind of ages there. They now building who they are. And they right now are directly influenced by this thing. they right now directly are influenced by how many followers can you get? How many people really want to know who you are? And that's how if only 20 people want to know who you are, then you're not that lit, fam. But if 2,000 people want to know who you are, then you kind of lit, fam. You can't you know what I mean? You type lit, fam. You type lit, fam, and you might could be going places and all them things there, fam. But it's
Yeah.
like we live now in the incubation period where it's like the same kind of shit that we cared about. Oh yeah, nah, this guy got a couple thousand followers. It's not the same no more, fam. Because a same guy in this day and age could have like 500 followers and be doing his thing, fam.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you had to have a couple 100,000 followers for you to be doing your thing. Do you know what I mean? You had to have a couple 100,000 followers for you to be out here collecting these monies and shit. Whereas now, yeah, nah, everything Gucci now for the independent artists. Well, not everything Gucci, but like, yeah, you can eat now. Do you know what I
There's an
mean? A
easier
little
way
bit
through
better
it.
than. Mm,
Yeah.
there's an easier way to eat now, fam. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, 100% MySpace days and that. But I think it wasn't so much MySpace. I think it started from the BB business, man.
BB.
BlackBerry.
Trust me.
And then from there, it's evolved and evolved. But it is what it is.
See the BlackBerry thing, yeah? You see the BlackBerry thing, yeah? How man feeling like, yeah, how man feeling like I was big pimping out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't even allowed out like that, fam. I was locked down in these streets, fam. But BB had man feeling like big pimping out here, fam. I felt like Jay-Z, fam. I felt like Jay-Z and them times there, fam. Big pimping, we spending something.
Hey,
No
hey,
big G's
hey.
or nothing. But yeah, we were spending something, fam, so we could get that motherfucking internet.
Yeah, bro, try and run it. I never had BB, you know. I never had that, to be fair.
You never did.
Nah,
Nah,
nah, nah,
fam.
nah, nah.
Listen, there came a certain point where I was like, yo, my margin gonna pay for this, fam. I'm gonna have to do something, bro. Cause everyone else is on this BBM thing, fam. I'm gonna have to do something, bro.
Oh,
So
BBM I had, but there was like a Bebo thing. That's what I meant. Like Bebo,
oh,
I didn't have
you
Bebo.
never did the Bebo thing.
Nah, 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 nah. I had BBM,
What?
bro.
Where were you, bro?
I
It
don't
was
know.
free on the internet, just like MySpace. It was free. Where were you, cuz?
I just never did it. I just never did it.
Wow. You know what's crazy? I never had an official profile, like a profile picture on Bebo
Right,
of me, as in I had like like the little icons, like the little egg and shit.
right,
Yeah,
right, right.
I had one of those, fam. And I went to my cousins, and my cousin, yeah, they got you see how people used to like make the code and then like do the code thing and then like
Yeah,
make their
yeah,
page
yeah,
look away and shit. Yeah, like my
yeah.
cousin had all that shit in it. So I'm like, bro, help man out in it. Like, fam, hook man up, bro, because I don't even know how this shit work, bro. And he's like, yeah, I'll hook you up, but it's gonna cost you.
Oh
I said,
shit.
man, I ain't even got it like that, man. I ain't even got it like that. This times when we was like 15 or something like that.
Fucking
14
hell.
or 15. So this is what, fuck, this is like 15 years ago, fam. Fucking hell, fam. Jesus Christ, 15 years ago I was asking for man if man could do the coding for man and that, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, because I remember I tried to make him do the coding for my B-ball as well, and I was like, "Hey, man, if I'm gonna pay you this much, you might as well do my B-ball as well," and he was like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, nah, B-ball is more still, fam." I was like,
Fuck it up. Fuck it up.
That boy's been making money from a long time, fam. Shout out to my cousin Ray, fam. I ain't seen you in a long time. I hope you're alright, my brother. Ray,
No.
I hope you're good, fam.
Nah, big up Race though. Big up Race though. Nah. To be fair, man, bro, we got like 5 minutes left until we hit 4 hours in it. But I really don't have nothing left for you, man. Let me play this voice note. One sec. Hold on. Oh shit! Wait, where's the voice note gone?
Yeah, definitely the BlackBerry is the start of the thing, man. Trust me. Because if you think of it now, yeah, people will say, we'll give out the Instagram like it's nothing, you know what I mean? So instead of giving the pin, they'll give it Instagram. So you get pictures to everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the BlackBerry days with the one, man. I remember I felt left out, man. when Gal was saying, "How you got a pin?" I'm like, "No." Out the book, out of it. It doesn't take me like a man to get me. It's kind of weird though. The only reason I got social media because of work as well, because certain jobs will look at your social media and, you know, it's a bit odd to not have social media, but I'm not really a big fan of it, to be honest. But you have to use these things to benefit you as well. There's pros and cons to it, I'll say.
Amen. I'll put it like this. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we back.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We back and we live. Oh goddamn. Yeah, you were saying you ain't even got that much. You ain't even got that much written down.
Nah.
I
There was shit I
had,
was gonna get into, but like, it's we've gone like
I
a
think
fair amount.
we kind of went in, right? We kind of,
Yeah.
I
I think
kind of went in. My fault,
no,
Sarah.
both sides. Both
I'll be
sides.
doing that sometimes. I'll be doing that sometimes.
Nah, listen, we'll wrap it, man. Fuck it, bro. It doesn't matter, fam. Listen, this has been the episode
No,
82.
oh shit, we're wrapping it right now. Hold on, dog. Goddamn, I just got my phone. Hold on.
Oh no, sorry, go fam.
We talked about design in the last episode, didn't it?
Uh,
Okay. Yeah, no, that's it.
listen, I'm ready to wrap this shit, bro. I'm ready to wrap this shit. Let's not force it. You know what I mean? Listen,
Nah, you right.
this has been episode 82 of the OnlyMans podcast. Big up to OG for tapping in. Big up to everyone that taps in, yeah, each and every week. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page, follow the socials and that. Follow Secret Life of Will, follow myself. You know what I mean? And we're going to be back with a brand new episode next week. You know what I mean? So, my brother,
Trust
thank you for
me.
making the time. You know, I appreciate you. I love you, bro. More blessings and more life, yeah?
Fam, always reciprocated, my bro. Always reciprocated.
Yeah.
Always, fam.
Always, fam. Aye. Little more till we speak, yeah?
Less than.
Less than, fam. Love, blessings, and prosperity, bro, my brother. Alright. Peace.
Love, blessings, and prosperity, my bro. Peace.